Then we have it forever.
Well, now we're recording, so at least we have this. So we have the say something, the title, the tags. Do we have a video game?
No. Soon.
Okay,
Want to?
go live.
Yeah, and then after that, it should be set up. At the very least, we have the recording. So with the recording, we can just take it out and we can download it and upload it to Facebook in the future, in the next day or whatever.
Right.
YouTube. Everything we do, we should be doing in all the channels. All right, we are good.
Okay, so now how do we do the slides and stuff?
Yeah, so what's gonna happen is that you're gonna make me the host, or I'm gonna figure something out for me to share my slides, and then you're gonna be doing that. And when it's your turn to do your slides, you're gonna take over. You're gonna become the host again, and then you can share your screen.
Okay.
Kind of like what you're doing right now. And when you put your slides up, you're gonna be able to get it recorded and broadcast it.
Okay, so using the, I'll just use the regular Zoom things.
The regular
Zoom controls, the
yes.
little bar.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Because you can't see that, right?
I cannot see your control bar.
Okay.
But what I see right now is that I can see your Facebook.
Right, and that's not
what's on your mind, Becky?
Here's what I want.
Having a good time at Rich Club.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna go pop a bottle, and my parents are in town, and so I'm gonna open up bring some party to them as well.
Okay, Juan Carlos messaged and said he's here. What should he do?
Time.
So get Juan Carlos to get on Zoom.
Becky.
Okay.
I need to ask you a question.
Juan Carlos needs to be on Zoom, and you give him that 9-digit number that you gave me.
Yeah.
He should be able to figure out how to do it. He can go on zoom.us, and I think you can join the meeting from there.
Okay.
So you can tell him that. I'm gonna walk off, and right now it's kind of networking hour. I think the first from now to 6:30 we're networking and everybody getting comfortable.
It didn't start till 7.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's different.
Okay, Dawn has to talk to you before you leave.
Hey, so get on Zoom and sign in, and Becky knows what you need to do. So if you can call Becky, I'm gonna go open up a bottle of wine.
I need to talk to her.
Of course, man. Everybody's having wine, so let's have a good time and hang out with everybody. Huh?
And me.
In Houston. You don't have to. Oh, yeah, come to my house. I have one.
He walked away. I tried. So what I don't understand, though, is
Picking
how
up Steve's house.
this works between...
It's picking up Steve's house. And now us.
Yeah, because this is my video is on and his video is on. So the question is, how do we use the webcam to get... What do we use the webcam for now? Because... You know what I mean? Because last time we needed it and we got the screen on the webcam. We don't need that because it'll be on here.
What are they going to look at?
No, it'll be on there and on here, I think.
And this will be Facebook.
And what you'll be doing is you're supposed to interact with people that come on Facebook. Like, really? Well, that'll make the interaction. All right, well, Steve's opening his wine. I'm opening ours.
I need Steve.
Popping bottle, okay? Give him a sec.
How are you doing tonight?
Steve, are you there?
Yeah. You know what? With Houston traffic,
Haley, can you get up on the PowerPoint? Okay, so how do I need to switch this Zoom to the other side.
You know, no matter how many times.
Okay, this is super weird because now it's showing me over there. I don't understand, Becky.
No matter how many times I clean this freaking thing.
well, see, and I don't know if you're supposed to go face. I don't think you're supposed to. I don't know. I'm confused about the. I'm confused about the whole overall connection. You know, between.
Okay, I'm recording, but it's not recording up there.
It's already recording.
How do I stop it? It wasn't so hard last time. Okay, I'm recording, but it's not recording up there. How do I stop it? It wasn't so hard last time. Okay, I'm recording.
Becky, here, everything is.
Becky, how do I stop it? How do I stop it?
You have to go. Here we are at Geeks and Nerds and Real Estate. I don't know how to go Facebook Live.
Well, because there's no controls anywhere.
I know the Zoom controls are, I get that. And I think if Zoom is taking it straight to Facebook Live, so that whatever is on the Zoom meeting
Because there's no controls
will be
anywhere.
on Facebook.
The fact that
Gotcha.
it's really on live right now is really fun.
Is it still live on Zoom and recording? Haley, do you know how I turn the camera?
I don't even like to take pictures of myself, so
I'm just trying to
how
turn the
would I
camera.
know?
Fire industry's property management. In this video series, in this webinar, we're going to be talking about how you actually find the right tenant. This
hit
is so
exit.
vital.
Oh, no. We had to get Leo last time, remember?
I know.
He's here, I think.
What happened?
The wine bottle again.
Ah.
We need your expertise.
I'm just trying to put
I just don't know how to turn the camera.
Some people are gonna like beer. Think about how
What do you mean, like make it
is
noise?
to do wine and how much better the optics is.
Okay, yes.
Okay, I got it. Bye.
Steve! Hello? He's like, what does she want?
Hi, Don.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Very good. Very happy to see everybody.
Yeah.
I think this is a very good one. I think we get to interact with each other more.
Yes, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, we can do all these events
Supposed to
together.
be recording, doing the Facebook Live off the tablet? Or is it all going to go, this is all going to go through Zoom to Facebook?
This is all going to go through Zoom to Facebook.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I don't need that over there. Yay.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
I'm trying my best to make it as easy for everybody as possible so then we can quickly implement it.
that's pretty cool. I like it. Okay, so one other question. Rich is doing a bus tour next weekend. They want to know if we would like to be a vendor. It would be 500, which I know is steep. That would be for Saturday and Sunday. We can go on the bus if we want, and we can set up a table both days here during their event. And they'll also promote and flyers. I don't know.
Okay, so let's. I want to do this. I know we don't get a chance to talk as much, and we want to discuss business. But right now, we should be hosting the event, and let's talk about that after this event.
Sounds good.
I just want to kind of have a little bit of that. So, because I think I remember that we kind of did that before, and then we kind of were talking business, and we forgot to play host.
Yes.
But how's everybody doing? Is everyone arriving? 6:22. I think we have some time.
Yeah, we still got a little bit. Yeah, we have one guest with us now. Becky's over chatting with her and getting the wine opened up. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And I just opened up a bottle.
We had to have Leo's expertise in opening up the wine bottle with the wine bottle opener. We're not well versed in his over here.
From my wedding, we have a lot of wine openers.
Oh, nice.
Left over. So next time one of us come down, we can bring a couple. Well, of course, we can just buy it. But hey, it would be kind of nice to use the wedding. The wedding
gifts.
Yeah, it's like a little wedding gift for you guys.
So when are you guys gonna come see us again?
As soon as we can.
Yay.
We I think if we can combine a couple of big things, I think we would love to go down, and Juan Carlos and I were kind of taking turns, right? We're going to Houston, and then he goes down to Houston, and we're kind of taking turns with Austin and San Antonio. So we're going to continue to do that.
Awesome. All right. Well, let me go over and help Becky. I just wanted to throw that out there at you, let you think about it, and I'll give you a buzz tomorrow or something. So. Yeah.
And actually, I think what would be nice is if we schedule a business meeting with Belinda.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So we set up a time, and then we talk about all those items, and we are good because we got a couple of things in mind that we want to involve Rich Club in, and we want to kind of follow up and talk about the couple of items that we were discussing through email, but wasn't, so we set up that meeting, and then we can talk about them more seriously.
Cool. All right. I'll follow up with email, and then we can get it scheduled.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'll see you live in a little bit. I got to go visit with some guests.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Dawn?
Yes, sir.
Is there a way you can turn this camera towards outside to the audience?
Better?
Yeah, maybe a little bit lower.
No, other way.
Yeah, that would be good for now. And I guess I'm just gonna hang out here and enjoy.
Well, I think we're gonna put you up on the wall on the projector here.
Yeah, please.
That way we can see you up there better.
Yeah, and then we're gonna also get Juan Carlos on, and then
yes,
both have that.
Okay, so. No.
Very cool.
So do you?
It's just that you don't need to do the little one. You just all just go through.
Oh, okay. Okay, what about like if somebody in here asks a question or something?
You got your projector going up, so it'll be live. So.
Let's see. What else can we do? Oh, let me do this. Okay. That. Then I'm on Facebook. Let me see if I can claim host, and then I can share my screen.
Is he doing that? Yeah. So it'd probably be a good idea to move up closer. Hear better, see better? Do I need to? You think we should set that? You can, the mic would be back on. We're supposed to have like 60. How many were signed up? So if we get 20 or 30 on.
Okay, what is it?
7. Yeah, I mean, that was the last count that I found that came out. Hello, Juan Carlos. I'm doing well. How are you? I'm here at the Bridge Club looking at Steve on the webcam and visiting with one of our guests.
I texted it to him.
Becky said she texted it to you. Did you get it? You got it? Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, so you good? You need anything else? It's all set up and going. We've tested it. Working well. The projector and the big screen so everybody can see it. That's the one. Everything's going good. We're still having, Maria is in the big dog room. It's just not ready. Oh, I think they want me like answering questions on Facebook Live if people have them and kind of networking, interacting with people in the room. Like if they have a question, we'll like Myra or Joe and that. Well, we'll just kind of hop in, I guess, wherever we need to. We gotta keep it flowing.
Okay, so I'm gonna work while everybody's here, and also Dawn, if I hope you can hear me. If there's somebody here, let's invite them to talk to me. Come up over here. I would love to meet them. Please introduce me to them. Okay, I'm not sure if she's here. Okay, so let me text them. Me to
Huh? Oh, go for it. No, I'm excited. Really excited. All right. Well, we'll see you in the live meeting. All right. Bye. No. How do we? I don't know. He's so cute.
Cool, got a name tag for you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna use restroom. So everything's ready, Haley, just so you know. If during a meeting or something, there's no
Nicole, right?
Yes,
So are you from Houston?
I'm from Tomball.
So you're over in our neck of the woods.
Yes.
We live, that's my daughter. We live at 249 in Cypress Woods, so we're not far at all. You know where the Kroger is that flooded?
Off
But-
249?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so we're right over there. But our apartment didn't flood. That's the thing.
Okay.
Steve,
So are you wanting?
Yes, hi.
cheers.
Cheers. Ding.
Wholesaling?
We have a lot of those glasses. Those are plastic glasses for
Mhm.
wedding leftover.
Conflict. Big one?
Oh, yeah,
We're gonna use it.
absolutely.
Because like in that field, I know that field.
Mhm.
So how do we know if anybody is on Facebook Live?
So I know.
I am not quite sure anymore. I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna be able to know.
Information.
Oh, okay.
So we're just, who cares how many people and
Yeah.
who are here? We're gonna, I think you can find it, you can interact with them on Facebook page, through the Facebook page, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Dawn has that up on her computer.
Yeah, I actually don't know how that works in detail. So I think you
Yeah.
guys got it.
I should
Um,
put the,
And then I think Juan Carlos needs to talk. So if you can change him to a panelist, and then I think you might need to make him host for him to turn on his video. And then we have all of us up here.
he's not on right now.
Someone told me,
Well, it says participants, oh, attendees one. I see, he's an attendee. So I can chat with him.
You do not have to have your-
My,
You
the
can
other
promote him.
it's giving me is to chat with him if I click on his name.
'cause I went up
You should be able to promote him to
and
host.
classes.
Was Linda still here?
I have spent so much on these classes.
Promote to panelist. So there's allowed to talk, and then there's more. You see chat and you don't. Oh, it's because I am the host
So
right
Oh,
now.
so
I
you
took
have to
something
do
from
it.
you. So let me make you the host back because you know we're doing this again as a practice. You can
Okay.
claim host.
I should plug in the webcam, huh? So then it'll show more of the room.
Oh yeah, but let's do Juan Carlos quickly, and then we can talk.
Okay.
I'm sure he's waiting very patiently.
Like at least once in
Like, hello, hello.
Okay, it's not giving me,
You need to claim host first.
oh, claim host, okay. Under more? No?
I think I'm not quite sure.
Linda, that you do not have to have your real estate license to be.
There, on the right side, if you click on the participants, there should be something that there should be another kind of more there.
You're still the host, but
There's lots of.
I know.
you can't, okay. You can't give it up, I have to claim it.
They have their big event on a Saturday.
I can give it to you. I can make you host.
Because I'm not seeing anything that lets me claim it.
You'll get an opportunity to meet.
You know how to give. Oh, okay. So if you click on participants, right? Participant
IRAs,
on the bottom.
you're gonna find
Yeah.
those things.
On the right, you're gonna see that participant window.
Right, right.
And then down
Yeah.
on the lower right, before it was more,
That stuff.
and now it's a.
They go into
Before it would say claim host.
build your network.
Okay, now I just promoted Juan Carlos.
It's gonna search and make sure.
Yeah, but yeah, you can promote Juan Carlos now.
Before you go
Okay.
forward.
Hey,
Um,
Juan
and
Carlos.
Super important because you don't want to buy a property and then there's some big.
I think you need to make him host
before you can close.
so he can turn on his webcam.
Which is, have you ever heard of the Texas foreclosure auction?
And then you should be able to see the claim host now that you're not the host. You see the button?
Oh yeah,
on that-
reclaim host down at the bottom.
Hey, Juan Carlos, could you, are you able to turn on your webcam?
There's a little blinking cloud next to him. Is that just because he's host?
Yeah, he's host. And that is, it says it's recording.
Oh, okay.
It's cloud recording.
You have to
Right.
pay that year plus every other year or every year after that they always want. So you've got to really.
I don't know if he's,
Classes like that, go to.
Yeah, he might have stepped away or
There's a
something.
lot of people that will have tax classes, so you learn about the tax ownership classes. Get yourself together, make really good notes, find yourself with people that help answer questions for you, make sure that you're making the right move for yourself. Everybody's gonna have a bad deal, that happens, but the least amount of times that can happen, the better off you are. So just building that network of team of people that's gonna help you get there, and having the tools and things like that.
This is restaurants on that. Now, with Rich, we do memberships. We do classes every month, all year. So we use an annual membership.
hey, Juan Carlos, can you hear us?
So with that membership, it includes.
His mic is muted. Becky.
Yeah, his mic's muted, but he's the host, so it's because he muted it.
Okay, so I don't need this, right?
The only thing we need that open, I think, is to see what's going on Facebook during while this meeting's going on, while the slides are going on there. You know, just to see
Okay,
if,
so are you gonna be here and I'm gonna be here? What are we gonna
sure,
do? What?
unless he'd rather switch.
I don't care.
On Facebook, we want to engage.
We could just put it on the table, right? Because we're not using the camera on it.
Yeah, is that gonna mess up the view of that though?
Well, depends on
Because
where
the
you put it.
plugin's right.
Well, this is only showing, the only thing this is showing is the room behind me.
Right, that's what he wanted to see.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to hook up the webcam to it. Well, I can just scoot it.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, please.
And you
It'd be
can,
really nice.
and I'll go get the webcam.
Do we need some?
Yay. We'll look better.
We'll see.
Oh, here's Juan Carlos.
Juan Carlos! Look at this.
need to figure out how to get the microphone.
You're picking on my background? Come on.
Haley, is the microphone charged?
It's a look at my bulletin board. Very important things you see. A lot of meaningful things. Look, this thing says no Comic Sans in your design. These are all design. These are all design tips. Don't use Comic Sans for your design. And don't make it pop. The design is don't make it pop. If it just like pops and gets people's attention, that's kind of noisy and it's not good practice.
So is it dead?
I just put the battery.
Hello?
I gotta
Hello?
turn it
Okay.
And then it says drop the shadow.
on.
How this works? Is there an on button?
I don't know. Once you plug it into the thing, it should become live. Now I'm thinking if we put this next to the sound,
We have to go. Don't we have to go to something here so it connects, turns it on?
Hey, Juan Carlos, you are still muted.
Okay.
There you go. You were talking so much.
talking.
Hi, Juan Carlos.
I knew it.
Hi, everybody.
are you on?
I like your horse.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I like it too.
Oh, look at that.
We're trying. I plugged in the webcam, but it didn't turn on. So we're trying to figure out what we need to do to connect it.
Okay. So how does the presentation look like? So how do the presentation shows?
We have the slides on the big screen
Okay, that's
when you have them.
And how are we gonna see the presentation?
Yeah, so here's the logistics. The logistics is I and you are going to talk, right? So I guess right now, Dawn and Becky, they are making everyone feeling comfortable, right? The networking part.
And trying to get the webcam up going now.
We're gonna get started about 7:15-ish. And then I'm gonna be sharing the slides. I already got the slides and I modified the slides to fit this audience. And there's a slide for you, Juan Carlos, just says you're a speaker, Juan Carlos. So we're gonna need to add your bio there. We need to have everybody's speaker bio. And we have it systemized. And then it will go introducing everybody and your hosts, Becky and Dawn.
Webcam.
And then we'll have them talk a little bit about themselves, and then we'll have everybody introduce themselves.
Right.
And then we start talking, and then you can insert any thing that you want. And I think you saw the first half.
Yeah, but we want to Becky. I think that we want Becky to interrogate the audience. So if we have a
I forgot my bright light.
no, if we have an audience, if we will have an audience 10 people or less, like or 15, we can allow for the 30 seconds introduction, so we know the room, right? We want to know the room and what they are there and what is their motivation, right? So.
Yeah.
If they're newbies, if they're clients, if they're not clients.
I can't do this.
That's the most important information, I think.
But it's clearly showing the.
Then we know how to handle the room.
And actually, we want to know a couple of other things, right? Like from a technology standpoint.
What are you laughing at?
It
Him?
looks like Juan Carlos could use a haircut. He's fixing his hair. Like he could use a haircut.
I just did my haircut. It's like my hair
I
is
need a
like.
haircut.
Did it?
I need a haircut very soon.
I need a haircut.
Everybody needs a
I need
haircut.
a haircut.
We need to go on a haircut a bonding.
Field trip.
Yeah.
Well, this is my short hair. This is the shorter that I'm gonna have it.
That's the shortest?
Yep, that's it.
I've seen you shorter, but okay, if you want longer hair, you can have longer hair. Hey, cheers, by the way. You have anything?
Have a
Hey,
beer.
thank you.
Budweiser.
The
I'm
king
all
of
American. For the land of opportunity.
So
No.
Hey,
so Juan Carlos was saying regulating, and then also when we're done with the talk, we're gonna be in the background, and then you guys are gonna do the presentation.
We can't get the webcam to hook up.
It's plugged in and the computer is recognizing it's there, but it's not.
Right, and then when under the lower left where you see stop video, there's also an arrow pointing up, and you can select a different camera.
Whoa.
Let's see if you get
There
it.
we go.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Perfect. Hi,
Ooh.
Haley.
Hey.
Hi, Haley. Good to meet you.
And this is Nicole.
where's Haley?
Hi, Nicole.
Hey.
Steve and Juan Carlos.
Hey, looking for the jacket.
Hey, nice jacket.
Dr. Vetter with
Dr.
the V.
Vetter is here too.
Huh?
Oh, Dr. Gather. Dr. Gaither.
Turn the power on.
There's
I think I look too black with the jacket.
back there. Help yourself. Chocolates.
I think very nice, right?
I mean, I picked it. Of course, it's good. So we got each groomsman a blazer as a gift.
A laser or a blazer?
A blazer. That's what Juan Carlos is wearing because
Oh,
everybody can look sharp, right?
nice.
So
Let's-
now you can wear it in front of the camera.
John says, where are our blazers?
I would look good in a blazer. I'm just saying.
So how are we going to look at the presentation? But that's my question.
I'm gonna share it.
You can't.
Can
Yeah.
we practice a little bit? How does it look like?
Okay. We're good. We want to interact with everybody. What do you,
Hold on,
what
but
do you
just hold a second. Just 1 second. I don't know what is going to happen.
Turn the webcam
Oh,
around.
I
so
see
you-
it. I see it. No, that's perfect.
Yep.
Becky, I can see it on the computer now.
Okay, but when the presentation is here on Zoom, and if somebody's on Facebook Live, they're going to see the slides, right? And they're going to see our little videos that we see of each other, right?
Right. And you're gonna pinpoint your video cam to the people of the audience.
Right.
So can the video cam zoom in and zoom out?
No.
Oh, can you imagine if we have a cam that zoom in and zoom out and moves, and we can have one person moving it?
I think that could be the conference cam, the one at the conference room. I think we might be able to remotely zoom in and zoom out and turn. I don't know. Maybe. I think that's achievable.
That would be a very, very cool, little trick to make it, someone is managing the camera, and when someone is introducing, everybody introduce themselves, then we film it. Boom.
Yeah.
We can kind of hold the webcam and direct it that direction, but for the introductions.
Okay.
Yeah, we can kind of do that right now. Just kind of make sure we face the speaker, and I think the sound is gonna come off a little bit better.
So
Becky,
we're working on.
What we need to do is to buy a camera. Or see, we can, I think they have a very powerful camera over there. No, the Rich Club, they cannot have good stuff in there, no?
Yeah, our problem right now is we're trying to get the microphone on so we can put it by the computer so the people here in the room can all hear you. You got it working?
This one's working.
Oh.
Where's my speaker?
I got the green one going.
Okay, say something. We're testing.
Those speakers are too small.
Hello.
Bad news, man. Those speakers are too small.
So
I mean, bigger speakers.
let me ask you this: does the HDMI cable, right? So the computer sound should go into the speakers on the ceiling.
Yes.
Or speakers on the
We
ceiling.
should have the computer sound connecting via HDMI to
the.
Well, it's on there. The HDMI is plugged in.
This is why we need Joseph.
That's how.
Yeah.
Where's Leo?
I asked Joseph if he could come also.
No, but he's in the meeting.
We need Joseph to come
Oh.
down here next month to Houston.
He's in the meeting. The rank.
Oh, okay.
We lose the projector.
I was gonna ask him too, but I had the forethought of looking at the calendar first.
Okay. I asked him. I said, it would be a good idea, Joseph. So we do it all together as a team.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Thank you. I was thinking the same. Thank you for asking that question. I think that would be wow, right? And Joseph can do the presentation, and he can do it so much better than us because he really knows it. I don't know what to get.
From back there to the wall. I don't think we have one.
Can I man?
What is this?
Is there a way?
This is very, very good. This is awesome. I have two screens here, and it looks very nice. Becky, why you pick up big speakers?
She'll be back in a minute. Can one of you talk, please? I'm testing the microphone.
Hello,
Carlos.
can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uno, dos, tres.
We're gonna check the speakers on the
Can
computer.
you hear me?
We can hear you, but we just want to make sure that everybody else can hear you.
Can you see me?
Is this not even on?
Turn it back on. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, maybe put the. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe put it close to the
That's why I gotta figure out where the.
Maybe I need to turn it up.
Yeah. Maybe that's a solution. That's a offline solution.
See, I was trying to come up with the solution.
That's an offline solution.
Yes. I have the green one.
That's an online solution. Let me tell you. That's what it is.
Do you have any other suggestions?
Me?
Yeah,
Why?
for the sound.
No, just put the microphone.
Freaking gracious.
That's perfect.
Look,
Put the microphone.
sound all the way up.
Where's
Your sound on? Turn the sound all the way up.
I don't know, Becky. What? Okay,
Just put the microphone close to it.
it's all the way up.
Okay, I'm gonna talk. Can you hear me? Which way should I talk? Like this, like that?
Trying to figure out
Like that?
Do it again.
Like that? Like speaking like that, talking. Can you hear me
There,
now?
we can hear
Can you
him.
hear me now?
Where's the sound coming out from?
The sound comes. I don't know where the sound comes from. I don't know what it is.
Is that it right there? Probably. Talk again.
Okay, hi. Can you hear me, guys?
Right here, I got it.
I'm here. I'm talking here from Dallas, Fort Worth, North Texas.
Nope.
It's here. I heard him.
Try this one.
I heard him.
They should be both.
I think there is a rivalry between Dallas, Fort Worth, and Houston.
It's not going to. It's on. Hello. No.
Can you talk?
Witness.
Right.
Okay.
Now you talk. No, make sure that it works.
We got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yes.
Oh, I can hear it. I see a big echo. I see that we can talk all over the room.
Let me.
Wow, that's very powerful.
Talk again, Juan Carlos.
Hi, how are you doing? Can you hear me now? Much better now?
Yes.
They did it, Steve.
Awesome.
They did the connection.
We didn't need
Speak with the
High-end
microphone.
electronics.
what?
John, could you move the, could you tilt the camera down a little bit more? There
The
you go.
green one keeps dying, Haley. Hang on, Steve. How's that?
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Becky, how do I make this big again?
Steve, when do we make the appointment with Eddie Speed?
Moldy.
Max.
Forever to get this figured out.
Hey, you should get Myla to manage your calendar. I've been wanting to tell you.
Huh?
For Juan Carlos.
And what I need to do is reduce the appointment so we can go and visit Eddie. That's what I want. Visit Eddie.
Yeah, so Max has he can get it. He can tell you all the meeting times and all that stuff, man.
Becky, come make this big.
We wanna take the time and as hosts and meet people. We want to meet the gentleman in the back.
Yes, very nice, please. That's what we would like to do.
Why can't I make this big screen again, Becky?
Come close to us.
I'm getting frustrated.
Because this is not our screen.
Oh, they need to make it big.
Steve, are you running the slides?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just want to go to present.
Yeah. Can you see, or is it just bothering you?
We can see it, but you can see all the next slides on the left.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that because there's also notes here.
Okay.
It's gonna give us some reminder of.
All right. It's all right. It'll work.
Let me see if I do this. There's just one slide at a time. Okay.
That's much better, Steve.
I know that, but I also need notes.
But you cannot see the notes. You don't have two screens, or I don't understand because I can see the note. I would if you put it, you cannot see like the notes in the other window or something.
Do you want to present? Because I can't see it. I only have one monitor with my TV. That's it. No, I only have one laptop.
You do it like you want to do it, my friend. I think you're gonna be doing awesome.
It's more entertaining.
I'm doing my best.
Isn't it? Sorry.
I'm gonna follow you. I'm only jealous that I don't have wine. That's
Yeah.
me. I'm gonna worry about that now.
I wish we could have. Oh, so let's stock some wine in the fridge
Yeah.
at the office.
Oh yeah.
Wine? Everybody's having wine?
Nobody's having wine here.
Hey, so another thing is what? I forgot. It was before you were talking about wine. Oh, I think I'm gonna set up this office a little bit better. I think I need a dual monitor, and I think I need a webcam, a better camera, because we're gonna be doing a little more recording here.
And put a good background.
Right now, I've been going to the office for the good background.
Just have the. We just need to put the. Okay, we have the appointment with. He's coming on Monday.
Yeah, and we can do that, and we can do this one.
He can help us. He's gonna teach us how to do it.
Okay, so how about some folks in the back? Can we meet somebody?
Somebody.
We just want to talk to somebody. Are we gonna do karaoke?
Steve is very good at karaoke. I can sing very nicely.
Sounds like you're very good too, Juan Carlos.
Oh no. One time I did it, and they booed me so much.
I have been booed before, man. It is not a good feeling.
Yeah, me too. I was booed at the startup club with those guys. I'm never gonna go back there again.
Are you saying everybody is a better singer than you?
No, they booed me because I didn't talk about the right event.
Who is? Steve. Steve, is that wine good?
Yes.
What kind of wine do you have?
I have no idea.
You just opened the bottle?
I just opened a bottle.
Okay, Steve, I went to the liquor store that's outside of Costco.
Let's not talk business right now. We are on Facebook Live.
This isn't business.
Oh, okay. Please tell me.
We're talking wine.
Okay, talk wine.
Bogle. They had Bogle for $8 a bottle.
Ooh.
Bogle's
Very
a good red.
Okay. Yeah, let's use that. Standard wine.
That's what we're having. It's really good.
Oh, very good. So we can have that as for our event in Houston, and
No, we need a sweet wine. We need
Don doesn't like real wine.
and neither does Nicole.
And neither does Nicole.
See, Nicole says no, sir.
I think we can do one red, one white, or actually two red, one white, but maybe a little bit later. Like right now, I think having two bottles is good.
One
have a
red, one
Chardonnay.
white, and one sweet.
Yeah, I'll have to
When we-
eat next time.
Because we have to move it.
You do. You do.
Wait.
Have that fine.
It's an acquired taste. I did not like.
With an office, we can stock more varieties.
Is the cheese
That's
good,
it.
Nicole?
Right
When
now, we want to keep it easy.
apartment and they gave us that bottle of wine,
Mhm.
we got the red wine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first night that we got the apartment, we tried it, and I didn't like it. So then a couple weeks later, we went and had a couples massage, and we got white wine, and that was
Oh, this is such a cool graphic, man. Wow.
It's not as dry in general.
Wow, Joseph, this graphic is an amazing graphic, man.
No Chardonnay.
That's
No
the graphic from the AIs. It's a very, very cool graphic. Very, very cool.
sweet palate because I'm a sweet.
Because you're a sweet person.
Just saying, Nicole completely gets it because we're so sweet. The sweetness oozes from us.
I wonder if we're losing people
A sweet wine.
in Houston tonight because of the Astro game.
Yeah,
Oh, it's okay. We have folks coming in.
we
Yeah.
had 62 RSVPs.
Yeah. And we have a good event. We're going to have very good content.
I'm excited about it. Nicole, are you excited about it?
am.
Nicole's excited about it.
We're going
Dr.
to have very good content. And we're turning this into wine and cheese and technology.
That's right. Oh, can we name it that from now on? Wine and cheese and technology. Like, why wouldn't that bring people?
I'm fine with that.
Nicole says, yeah, you bring some, right? Nicole says that sounds better.
Nicole
As
likes
long
that
as
name.
there's a sweet wine.
I like it. I like it. We're going to have that.
Well,
It's a nurse in real estate. And then we go, who doesn't love wine, cheese, and technology?
Oh, that's the real estate IQ, folks.
very nice.
Very
He's
good.
like, and I'm out.
All right. I want to talk to this gentleman if we can invite him up.
Say hello to Steve. He's one of the
Hi there.
He wants
How
to
you
talk to
doing?
people.
Would you like to sit up here? Let's get you on in front of the camera.
Absolutely, I don't mind at all.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, nice to meet you. My name is Emmanuel.
My name is Dawn. This is
Nice.
Becky.
Becky.
Nice to
That's
meet you.
Steve, and that's Nicole.
This is Emmanuel.
And
Emmanuel, welcome.
Agent, actually, I just got my license last week.
Ooh, he's a new agent. Did you hear that?
Sorry.
Excellent. Emmanuel, could you do me a favor? Could you sit in front of the camera?
Cool.
Could you sit in front of the camera and we can talk? Let's get to know you a little bit.
So he can see you a little better.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, and we're on Facebook Live right now, so we're making you a you may, if you turn it the other way, the lighting would be a little bit better. But Emmanuel, tell us about yourself, if you don't mind. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel welcomed. So yeah, I've been working for this new developing company called Yoon Global. We're located in the Greater Heights area.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been working there for a good year now. Since last November, I was doing marketing. I was working in their marketing department, learning how to market real estate using social media, YouTube, as well as how showings work, that kind of thing. So I was like shadowing some of the licensed agents. And then after saying it so much, I caught an interest for it.
Oh, fantastic. So now are you trying to learn about investing in real estate or purchasing real estate?
I know very little about investing real estate, and it does definitely catch my interest as well, because, I mean, who shouldn't invest, right?
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, I'd actually like to see if I can learn a little bit more about this. And the name of the event was really appealing to me because I consider
excellent.
it as well.
Yeah, I think this is a fun event for us, Emmanuel, because we are all geeks and nerds at heart. So we like talking about technology and see how it can relate to real estate. So yeah, that's what we want to kind of share with everybody here. So thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. You're very welcome.
Yeah, if you have any questions for us, like how to get started, like what would be your burning question right now?
So I don't really have anything to start off with. My knowledge is like very minimum when it comes to investing.
So what is it?
At my feet with. Thank you so much. To just get to learn real estate, commercial, residential, and then later on when I start, get my momentum going, then I can start doing that myself.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds fantastic. I think at this stage, it's about kind of learning about it. Like, what is it about, and how do you profit in real estate, and what are some of the pieces you need to kind of make all that happen? What's the whole picture, right? What's the whole value stream, basically, right? So, and there are two things with investing. There's one that's about investing in properties and kind of look into appreciation, right, of the house. You're going to hold it, and you're going to get cash flow from the rent, right? You're going to rent it out, and that would be one way to invest. Some folks talk about real estate investing, but it's actually a business where they're looking for houses to flip, or they look for houses that are sold by motivated sellers, and then they sell it to other investors. So those are a little more businesses, and I think investment is a little more passive. So I would say that's something that would probably be the first thing that I want to bring to your attention.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I've actually, the broker that I work for, his name is also Steve. And he actually showed me that he already has properties that he's investing personally. And then he was telling me that he is planning on learning how to flip residentials first. So
Gotcha.
Definitely like to observe him, maybe also find some new ways I might learn from you guys today, kind of blend it and make it my own style.
Absolutely.
Modern.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. It's a great place to start. Thank you so much for joining us. How did you find out about this event or about us, Emmanuel?
How did I find it? I think I found it through Facebook. I was just looking around for networking events, and this was some of the top 5 that popped up.
Oh, excellent. I'm so glad. Well, thank you so much for coming. I would like to invite you to, we have wine and cheese in the back. Please help yourself and please meet everybody else here. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Emmanuel. Carlos, would you like to come up and say hello to our Steve and Juan Carlos, our company founders? They're live on the computer right there.
You're gonna be live on the internet.
We have Carlos here.
All
And
right.
he's coming up to you.
Hi, Carlos.
Hello, how you doing?
So you can see them.
Hi, I'm Steve. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming, Carlos.
Sure. Thank you.
So, what brought you here, Carlos? What piqued your interest?
I'm sorry?
What brought you here? What piqued your interest about this event?
Investment some properties.
Investing in properties. Oh, excellent. So you want to learn more about investing in properties, or you kind of already know how to do properties?
Yeah, I never want Carlos, but he popped up too.
Like, are you learning right now, or are you actually investing right now?
I'm interested to make some money right now.
Oh, excellent. I understand. Yeah, so that's fantastic. This is a great place to start. So you can learn about what a good deal looks like, and how to find these kind of deals. We're experts in those areas, and marketing. We are experts in those areas, and obviously technology. So here we are going to talk about technology in real estate and how this technology is going to help you find more deals and make more money in real estate. Does that sound interesting to you?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. So let me ask you something. What do you kind of, if you would have, what's your most burning question right now? What would be your burning question? If you want to learn something right now, like what is your burning question about us, about anything? Let's leave it open. Okay, I think Carlos doesn't have any burning questions for us. Fantastic. Thank you for coming, Carlos.
Yeah, they've just seen you from afar. So Nicole's going to come up and say hello.
Oh, awesome.
Thank
you so much for coming.
Be entertained by our whole setup time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. It's our first time, Nicole, setting this up on Zoom and broadcasting to Facebook Live. So it's a very good practice for all of us as a team. Hi. Hi, Nicole. And this is Juan Carlos.
Hi, Nicole. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Oh, that's fantastic. What brings you in tonight?
I'm trying to start investing.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. How long have you been thinking about investing? How long have you been thinking about investing?
For about a year now.
Oh, you've been thinking for a year now. And what have you been doing? Have you been taking classes?
I've been taking classes.
I'm so sorry?
I've been taking classes.
Like what kind of classes?
Right now my classes begin at HGC next month to be able to get my real estate license.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. That's fantastic. I think those getting your license, real estate license, is going to give you many opportunities as an investor.
Okay.
Right? Because you're going to be able to place your own listings, and then you can open the houses. You can open your own houses. Right? Because you have the key. Right? You have the key, so you can go in there and you can walk and say, I open the house, so you don't have to wait for any other investor.
Okay.
That's very nice.
It is. So, what is the difference between flipping and wholesaling?
Oh, very good question. The difference between flipping and wholesaling, the difference basically is that wholesaling is kind of at the start of the investment process, right? So in wholesaling, basically you're not gonna buy the property, but you're gonna find it, right? Put it on contract, and then you're gonna sell that contract to a third party, right? To a buyer, right? To an investor. So basically your job as a wholesaler is to find many deals and to find many properties. And then if you specialize as a wholesaler, then you find deals for other people.
So with wholesaling, do you need your license to do that?
No, not really. You don't need a license to be wholesaling, because in wholesaling, basically you are flipping the paper.
Okay.
Right? You are flipping a contract. So, through flipping the contract, you have the opportunity to, make a really good income for finding really good deals for other people, right? So, how do you think that you have that you can do wholesaling?
With wholesaling, how would I be able to say if I want to
Sell properties. Do
with
you have an idea how to wholesale properties? Have you thought about it?
So, do I have to go through the courthouse to get the houses or what?
Right, yeah, exactly. There are many ways to get those leads and go to the courthouses, go to the county records, actually from the MLS, right? And that way we can find all this information. And that's actually what Real Estate IQ does. And Real Estate IQ, that's what we do, right? And we find all these deals for everybody in the marketplace. That's what we do. So we find all these deals and all this, and that's what we do for you as an investment. But it's very nice. So the difference, I was answering your questions about what is the difference between flipping and wholesaling, right?
Yes.
So, and I explained to you about wholesaling. And flipping basically is when you get the property and you rehab it, you buy it at a big discount, you rehab the property, and after the process of rehabbing, you are increasing the value of the property, so you can sell it for a higher price, and then thus you can make a profit.
Okay.
Right. So the art of doing a good flipping is to buy the property with enough discount for you to be able to rehab it, right? To do the construction, to improve it, to change the rooms, to add more square footage. So with that, you can, right, with that process, you can make income, and you can make a good income through doing that process. Rehabbing, the difference is that in rehabbing, you may spend 2, 3, 4, 5 months doing your rehab, buying the property and selling it. Whereas on wholesaling, it's really fast, and you just get the paper, you put it on contract, and then you flip it. So for wholesaling, it's really good for people that want to start in real estate investments, because it requires a lower cash investment, and actually it doesn't require any cash investment. Actually, wholesaling is a way to create cash with no cash. Right? On flipping, you need to have cash, and you are going to invest that cash. Many people do it cash with a combination of a loan, but you need to have some cash in order to get into the deal, and then you are going to increase that cash by hundreds and hundreds of percents. Right? We've done a lot of spreadsheets, and we can see, 200 to 300, 400% increases on cash on cash
return
gains.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great plan.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by, Nicole.
You're welcome.
Right.
Okay.
But
So we've got a few
You
more,
have to be explaining things.
and they're just getting.
It's very good for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Don, you were saying?
Let me see.
So we have Samir, Santa, Samantha, they're all S's. Samir, Santa, and I missed one. Samir, Santa, Samantha. Do you guys want to come? Come say hello. Oh, sure. Come on. Well, you can come with us. So where do we go? Just
Stay right here.
you can hear. There's 3 chairs. Have a seat.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm shy. That's why I'm like,
Hello.
Hello, I'm Steve.
Hi, I'm
How are you?
Santa.
Samantha. How are you?
I'm Samir.
Juan Carlos.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to
Thank
meet
you
you.
for coming. So tell us about you guys. You know, what are you thinking about doing? I guess what brought you here? Is it the Geeks and Nerds, or is it real estate? What piqued your interest?
Well, for me, it was, well, for me, it's real estate, but my friend invited me. So, but she knows that I'm interested in real estate. I wanted to do some investing and just kind of tap into it. So I'm a newbie.
Great.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I came for a little bit of the geeks, a little bit of the real estate, I guess. Yeah, I have invested in the past, and I'm kind of looking to see what tools you guys have to offer, or is there any other ways to do it better, that type of thing.
Great.
To learn.
Oh, me both too. The geek and the real estate because
There you go.
Okay, I can see you.
in a lender's company. So I want to learn about it too. I just started there. It's,
Great. And you guys know each other.
Well, she's my friend, but we ran into him walking in.
Oh, excellent. So
yeah, where are the 3 S's?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so, but what kind of business are you doing? I'm so sorry, Becky.
Who? Which one?
You, what kind of business? I didn't understand you.
Oh, I work in a lender's company.
Oh, in a lender's company.
Yes.
Lending for what type of lending? Residential?
Residential, yes.
For retail, not investments, or for investment.
Well, he has his company about selling too. So he has 2 companies. He gets the loans and sometimes he sells houses too.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
everybody is all part of real estate.
The what?
Touching it. You're touching a little bit of real estate.
Yes. Yeah. He shows me a lot of stuff about real estate. So,
Very nice. Very nice.
Very good. So what do you guys hope to learn today?
For me, everything. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, just whatever you guys have to offer. It'll be interesting to hear your experiences, how you got started, and if you have any advice for us. We're kind of starting out. We are in the middle of things. I'd like to know, what is out there. Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. So, hear out what you guys have to say.
Oh, that's fantastic. So now with that said, I think it's almost time for us to start the presentation.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And everybody should, if everyone can kind of sit a little bit closer to us, to the camera, that would be really good.
Yeah, because there is a table here in front.
What's your name?
We have 2 people in the back.
Yeah, feel free to sit a little bit closer to us.
They're going to be the speakers. So, nope, they're going to be the speakers. They're getting ready to start. So 1 second. Okay. So we found out that the front door is locked on us. So we're getting the doors availability worked on right now. So we've got a few more people that are coming in, getting some wine. So
okay,
ready to start in a couple of minutes when we can.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. We will hang tight for a couple of minutes.
Thank you.
Awesome. Oh, Dawn.
Yes, sir.
If you can, please encourage people to sit closer to the camera.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Do you guys want to move up one so you can hear better, see better?
Well,
Okay.
Well, it's a little bit warm at home.
Closer, that way you guys
What's
can
the
hear
temperature?
better.
And wow, this cold weather is quite something, you guys. Up here in the Dallas area. I think in Houston, you guys are still pretty good. It got pretty cold here. It's the rains.
Okay, so Becky went down to prop the door open, so if anybody else comes, they're able to get in. Do you want me to just go ahead and introduce myself and then we get started? What would you guys like to do?
Yeah. So, what do you had something to say, Juan Carlos?
Is everybody in? What happened? How many people are not coming? Are missing?
I'm not sure how many we've missed that weren't able to get in the doors,
Okay.
but we are trying to resolve that issue now.
You wanna wait for 3 minutes?
Huh?
You wanna wait 3 minutes? 7:30?
That's fine. We can do that.
Yeah.
So is everybody real estate investors? How many real estate agents do we have? 1, 2. Okay. And you guys are real estate investors as well? You're going to be a real estate investor. Awesome. Okay. So is everybody new to this field? Kind of. Fairly new? New? No? You've been doing it a while? So how long have you been doing it?
About
4 years. Very nice. And what type of investing do you do?
I do commercials and I do flipping house.
Nice. Very nice. Awesome. Very good. Okay. Well, Becky is back with us now. We've got the door propped open.
Hopefully. I got
yay.
2 different things going down there, so.
So we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves, and then we're going to turn it over to Steve and Juan for tonight's speakers. So my name is Dawn Gill. This is Becky Kreminga. Sorry. We're both from Houston, well, as of now, anyway. I am originally from Illinois. Been in Houston about 10 years. We've been with Real Estate IQ for over a year now. We go to a lot of different events. We love to gain knowledge. We love networking, and we love helping other people become successful in this field. So I really love it. If you guys have questions, please do not hesitate to ask tonight. That is what we are here for, to transfer the knowledge that we have over to you all so y'all can be a success. So I'm the sales manager here in Houston. You'll see us at many, many, many events. Becky's part of our executive team, and I'll let her introduce herself the rest of the way.
I work for Real Estate IQ full-time. I do customer service and marketing. I'm formerly a high school math teacher, so the ultimate nerd, I guess. But yeah, I've lived in Houston for a little over 2 years. I'm originally from Colorado, then California, then Nebraska, and now Houston. But my husband and I do some investing, and so we've got one flip house, actually, that I partnered with Dawn's sister, Tracy, who also works for the company. It's been one of those nightmare stories that you don't want to talk about.
Like I was telling you about.
With bad contractors and stuff like that. So a lot of lessons learned. And then my husband and I are wholesaling a house that we actually found using our system off the MLS. It's a flood home in Memorial, and it was listed at $279. The ARV will be probably around $550. ARV stands for after repair value. So that's the number that investors care about the most. What's it going to be worth after I fix it up and have it ready to sell? So the ARV is like $550.
Okay.
So we decided we needed more money now and didn't tackle a project that big because this was a full flood when they released the reservoir. The entire bottom level of the house is just studs. So we decided we didn't want to tackle something that big. So we wholesaled it for $255 and got it for $231. So made some good quick money, and then the lady who bought it is going to flip it, and she's going to make a healthy chunk of money as well.
And you also did
Kind of a
something too,
win-win,
right?
and, yep. Yeah, we also have done some door knocking on pre-foreclosures, and we've gotten one subject to deal. that way. So that means subject to the original financing. So we didn't actually take out a loan to buy it. We got a lender. None of this was our own money, even. We got a lender who paid to bring the mortgage current, and the person is actually renting it back from us right now. So he got to stay in his home and. Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
It was a win-win.
It's a win-win, exactly. And that's the best deals are win-wins.
And there's so many
For
different
sure.
facets that you guys are going to be able to learn about. You're going to be able to find out which one kind of piques your interest or one that you do better than the other. So continue coming to these classes, not just ours, but others. Network, and educate. That's the best advice we can give you. And use our software. Throw that out.
Right.
Okay, Steve and Juan Carlos. These are our founders.
Okay. Yeah.
They're going to introduce themselves if they haven't already talked to y'all. So I think we've got 3 people that don't know you guys.
Cool. We'll get to know you guys in a little bit. So what do you think, Juan Carlos? Do we ask them to introduce themselves, or should we start with the icebreaker game?
The icebreaker game? Oh, I love games.
Icebreaker game is really cool, right? So let's go here, and we can
Good
also
games.
get to know each other here. What is your top? I cannot live without technology. So what kind of technology can you not live without? You can't, and the qualifier is that you can't say, "Oh, my phone. I can't live without my phone." But what kind of technology inside a phone that you can't live without?
Okay, so Emmanuel has his report.
Can you hear that?
Internet.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
One bit of technology that I can, wait, is this like technology, like is it device or just any app?
Application.
Can you speak a little bit closer? Can we try speaking a little bit closer?
So the one that I can't live without is Canva. Canva is kind of like a beginner's version.
Canvas?
Very easy, very user-friendly, and it's absolutely free. I even found all the loops to put any picture I want, whether it's copyright or not. And it's a very useful device for my marketing material.
Are we writing?
Yes.
Could you hear that?
Canva. Canva is very good. We're using Canva as well. It's a really good tool for creating graphics.
We do. We use that for the design of our flyers.
Who else has got one?
Uh-huh.
Technology that they cannot live without. Who's got one? I know I can't live without my phone.
Yeah, but Steve said he can't say phone. What part of your phone?
Oh, Steve, you're killing me. I would have to say like all the different things that we could do with the pictures, enhancing the pictures. I don't know what it's called, but that's what I like to do because it can make me look like I have makeup on.
Oh,
The camera and
Yes.
the processing apps. Okay.
What about you guys?
very nice. Because of the makeup. Don, you like it because of the makeup. You know, you take the picture and you want to look very nice, right?
Yes, yes.
I think that's a really, really cool app that is very powerful because millions of people want to look really, really nice.
Exactly. Now I don't want to have to put the makeup on.
Right?
And I think that is a big selling point of these smartphones now.
Exactly. Okay, so what did you say? Internet? She says internet. She can't live without internet.
Oh yeah, we can't live without internet anymore.
No way.
Yeah, that's a big one. I think that's a very good humongous.
I'll be the first to say it. I mean, Instagram. I mean that is amazing. And, you know, I see everybody's photos on there. Plus, there's like amazing things to discover that people are doing. There's art. They've kind of changed things up now. You can really get into all kinds of things you didn't know existed. The influencers in the area. And it just helps in business and everything else.
Excellent.
Did you guys hear that? This mic kind of keeps going off.
I got a lot of
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Press the button.
Enough.
Okay, so he said he loves Instagram and
Oh, that's good.
everything that's about it because the technology with it, you can do so many different things that you weren't able to do in the past.
Absolutely.
With Instagram, like what? Like what? Doing what kind of things that you cannot do in the past?
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I pretty much like the things such as connecting to people that are around the area that you really didn't know what they were up to. There's a lot of you can look at your interest, whatever you're interested in, and then it shows you all the people and where they've been, and sort of it kind of combines you into these communities that you didn't know even existed in.
So like the artificial intelligence behind.
Yeah, how it like knows like if I'm liking certain things, it then shows me things that are what I search for or what are my interests, and it automatically sort of introduces me to things I didn't even know were around here. So it's pretty cool.
Right.
So that, guys, that's
Important.
the importance of having the technology that can kind of know your interests and offer you the thing that you need in life. I think that's gonna make our lives easier.
I'll say, that one's
That was a
loud.
good one. That was a cool one.
I'll say right now, I can't live without maps. Especially when you're in a big city like Houston and you don't know your way around, and then there's traffic, so you want to avoid the traffic.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Waze.
So I'm gonna say right now, maps, Waze, yes, I just got Waze, so I'm still learning how to use it.
Can I tell you a trick on Waze?
Absolutely.
There's a thing in there where it tells you if you're going someplace, what's like a good time to go there. So it tells you basically the traffic that's gonna occur. Should you leave at like 1 o'clock? Should you leave at like 5 o'clock? I just got used to it. Someone else told me about it. Life changer.
Wow.
I can't wait to try that out. Anybody else? Nicole, how about you?
Say Google,
Love Google.
because when I put in there,
Google.
You can search anything.
I use my phone
Yes.
a lot. And then, especially when I'm driving, because I'm not used to the Houston area, so everything is like right there. So I use my maps a lot. If not, I get lost.
Absolutely. How about you?
Really?
One technology I can't live without is YouTube. I really like watching how to do something videos. Like for example, like how to like learn about real estate, how to tie a tie, and also and also I love sports, so I like watching the highlights of like my favorite sports teams. So that's why like, and it's high quality too. So
HD.
In YouTube.
Steve, how about you?
Wow.
I was gonna give an answer with Google, but she stole that, so couldn't do it. I just honestly, second most thing I do with my phone is the ESPN app.
Can you get closer to the phone, please?
Instagrams and all that. You pick a team, and nowadays everything's so easy. For one click, you get to know everything. So, like, that app's my.
So could you repeat that, Becky?
He said ESPN.
Oh,
You can find out about his favorite teams, learn everything about him, what's going on. All right, putting the mic back for you guys.
Sports, I think, is very big, right? A lot of people follow sports. I think.
Let's ask you, what is the app that you cannot live without?
Can you guys hear him?
What's the technology you can't live without?
A technology that I cannot live without would
First
be
thing that comes to mind.
Excel.
Excel did a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I need to do the budgets.
He's the finance guy for the company.
Everything at the end is about the budget.
Absolutely. Yeah, spreadsheets are very important. It makes our life so much easier. I think for me, it's Zoom. It's this app right now. I've been doing a lot of videos and live casting or real estate talks on Facebook Live. So you guys can join on Zoom at some of the meetings. And obviously, it's fantastic, right? If you go to the event, the actual event is more fun. You get to network with more people. But we are broadcasting some of the content online too. So Zoom is now my favorite app.
Wow. Yeah, we have to learn more about. I seen it, and it looks so powerful inside. So many things that you can do, and it have like. Why does it have like two different chambers? Why does it have like it call it like it have like different this sophisticated name? Why does it have like that sophisticated name, like different type of rooms? Do you understand that?
No, no. I think that's when we have AI helping Zoom, and then we might have it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we can do that. Okay, so let's move on. I want to introduce our speakers tonight. I'm one of the speakers. I'm Steve. I'm going to go to my slides next. But Juan Carlos, could you share with everyone where you came from and how you got to where you are now?
Wow. No, no, I'm just excited to be here, right? But I just, when I started to be doing real estate investments, it took me 1 year to be able to do my first deal. So, it took me a while to get to do it. And I just started, doing education and learning about real estate. And the first time that I went to an investment group, they sold me the first course or the first training, right? And I was so excited, and I bought it, and I spent, $10,000. And then on the second meeting, that I went there, the 15 days later, then I bought 30 days later, then I bought another one for $15,000. And then I had two courses, and then I spent a year learning those two things that I bought and learning until I did my first deal. And so, so that's very cool. And after doing that, I focus on what is exciting for me, data, right? The speed of moving data and thousands of things that are opportunities. And I think that that's something that is very exciting for me to be able to be doing.
Yeah, and Juan Carlos always says that real estate is infinite.
Right.
And there's so many levels when you start thinking about that. You can, you can take it, you can interpret in several different ways.
Correct. Because what happened, I was in a business prior real estate, and it was very difficult because it was a very niche business. So when I got out of that business, I sold it, right? I sold it as a private equity investment. And I was looking for something that it was kind of infinite, that there is no stopping. And that's what real estate provides. Real estate, you can be a newbie, and you can start in residential, and after that there is so many opportunities and so many areas of business that all we can be successful. Real estate is being manufactured every day, and there is always new real estate, and there is always old real estate going bad and going ugly. So then is where the opportunities are created, and especially in Houston, right? Houston is a very good market for those type of properties.
Yeah. And one of the key philosophy that we like to share with everyone is the concept of deal flows, right? So real estate is bought and sold all the time, right? The market has been moving, whether we're there or not, it's happening. So the idea is for us to create, grow our knowledge and grow our experience so that we can get ourselves inside part of those deal flows, right? The properties are buying and being sold all the time. And if we're part of those deal flows, you're going to find a lot of success in real estate, because it means you're going to be either seeing the deals, you're going to be purchasing the deals, you're moving the deals. You got a couple of deals with you, you're going to be able to kind of create profits from it. So what we are here is to help everyone to be very, very good at, to become very, very good at getting inside the deal flows. And I'm going to just kind of talk a little bit about me. So I guess my expertise is in marketing and management. We love to travel. We just recently took a trip to Seoul and kind of see the Asian part of the world, and then to Rome to see the European part of the world. So And the really cool part is, I'm very big in marketing. So when we're there with, when you're a tourist, what's the first thing that you do? You spend money. So when you're spending money, we can start seeing how people are doing their business or over there, and how they're doing their marketing with different cultures and stuff. And it gives us a lot of really cool insights. Just trying to learn from the best out there in the world, right? So what is your why? We were getting to know quite a few of you earlier, and think about what is that strong why. What brought you here today, right? What is it that you want to learn? And if you have a very, very strong why, that really, really big why you want to get into real estate, find that why. My why, I don't know if I shared this with you, Juan Carlos. I think so, intermittently here and there, is that I was born and raised in China, in communist China. And so I actually remember some stories about being pretty poor. When I was growing up, you're a kid, you don't realize it. And now I'm kind of looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, we used to have folks that go to big cities to work. And when they come back to visit, they would bring back some snacks from the big cities. And then they'll divide it up in, with everyone kind of in that neighborhood, and everyone gets a piece, and it'll be like, oh, how nice, how generous. Because we were very appreciative, right? We didn't have much.
Right.
I think that put something in me that I always wanted to grow my own business. And then when we came to America, the first thing I did was joining corporate and in the middle management. And in middle management is actually the worst job. And that was my first job. My first job was the worst job. Middle management is the worst in America because you have to listen to upper management, and they're making decisions, right? So if you look at the Wall Street, all the companies, they are driven by numbers and metrics. And so all these upper management are always worrying about numbers, and they don't care about people. And the middle management is between the upper management and the people. And what we're learning is that upper management, they're incentivized by the numbers, and they don't care about people. So the big thing was when I was in a big contract, they sign up, they hire a whole bunch of contractors to work the big contract, and afterwards they laid most people off. So I was like, man, this is not an organization I want to be a part of, because you're not, paying attention to, you're not caring about people. Oh, I forgot to mention that they hire a whole bunch of people and they make everyone work overtime and double shifts on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Wow.
And then on January 1st, they lay everybody off.
Wow.
So that makes me jump into here, and I think that was around the time frame that Juan Carlos and I met. So you guys are the first to hear this origin story.
Very nice.
And we start putting all this together.
We did.
So, the startup struggle is that we had good products, but we didn't know marketing, right? And it wasn't until we get the product and market fit that we were really able to grow. So we have learned a lot of mistakes, and we would love to share those mistakes with you and help you grow in whatever you guys do. So now we have over 50 employees, and we have a team-based culture, and we follow a very long-term philosophy. If we have people who are going to become our clients, our goal is to give them more value than they can ever imagine, right? It's kind of like dating. We want them to get to know us, and then over time, because we give them so much that they can't live without us. So we have all these teams in place, and we're always improving our processes and our system to give everyone a good experience. So today is our first time experimenting remotely being in the meeting with you and kind of get to know everyone. Please give us your feedback on what your experience is with this meeting. We're always trying to improve everything that we do. Okay, so I guess just kind of finish the story, and then we're going to talk about our main topic today. So over the years, we have become experts in finding deals, right? That's very important if you're in real estate. We find over 25,000 opportunities all over Texas every month. So we're experts in deal finding. We're also experts in deal analysis, because Juan Carlos is an expert in deal analysis. We have created a lot of really cool tools to help you with that. And we're also experts in marketing. And just kind of to introduce to everyone the rest of the team, these slides are prepared by Joseph Sundela Cruz. He's our leader in Austin, and he is a geek and a nerd, both combined, and we all get along very well. So he has a lot of experience in data and technology, and your hosts tonight, Becky and Dawn, they are already introduced themselves. Okay, we were gonna do your turn, but we already got to know most folks, and so for the interest of time, we're gonna.
I think everybody. I think we met everybody.
I'm sorry?
I think we met everybody.
Yeah, okay, yes, you're right. We have everyone sharing and talking, so we got it. So we're going to talk about AI in real estate. Okay, AI stands for artificial intelligence. And how many of you have heard of the book Crossing the Chasm? Anybody? Anybody raising their hand?
Nobody here.
Cool. So Crossing the Chasm is a classic technology and marketing book that talks about any new technology that comes on the market. It always hits a point where it needs to go through some tough time to cross the chasm to mainstream everybody. So, for example, what's the latest? Let's say Amazon, right? I think we kind of all grew up, at least we all exist in this Amazon era. Everybody knows about Amazon now, but when Amazon was just starting with early adopters and not a lot of people hear about them, there is that question, hey, can this company and its technology cross the chasm and get everybody to know about it? So we're going to talk and debate about AI in real estate. So here's the outline. We're going to talk a little bit about artificial intelligence and talking about some examples, and then we can have some discussions. Andrew Ng is the co-founder of Google Brain. So this guy is a big data scientist and entrepreneur in AI. And he also used to be the chief scientist of Baidu, which is the Chinese company. It's like the Chinese Google, right? These guys are very powerful. And that's what he says. AI is the new electricity. And there are so many.
It's like what he says, but it's what it is, right? It's like AI is changing the world, and we change the world completely. We will become a different type of humans. It's even more than electricity, right? Because we change so much with electricity, and right now, if you see the electricity that we get, we don't understand what the electricity that we get to our house, we take it for granted, right? And it's so complicated, and the technology is so awesome, we don't even understand it, but we just take it for granted. AI in the future is going to become like that, but it's going to elevate us to such higher levels of education and knowledge and automation, and it's really, really going to, I think, is going to change humanity.
Yeah, and I also thought, hey, look, every single electric product out there has electricity right now. Imagine everything being smart and having AI incorporated to it. So there's so many different layers that you can interpret this phrase, right? It's very profound.
Okay.
Just like what you said, that real estate is infinite. So what is intelligence? right? So let's take us as example, right? Humans, human intelligence. We have, there's a lot of perception, right? Our sensory, we touch, we see, we hear, we smell, we taste. Those are our senses, and some of you may argue there's a sixth sense, but these are how we are feeling and touching the world and how we are getting information from the world.
The God sense. The God sense.
Yes. And so that's perception, right? So it's broken down into a couple of really cool things. It's perception. And then there's learning, right? By interacting with the outside world, you can do things, and if you fail, you learn, right? We all learn from mistakes. We don't learn if we don't make mistakes. So we're learning and learning and learning. And so that feedback loop is gonna help us. If you do something and it's right, you have a positive feedback, right? And you go, oh, I'm gonna do more, right? So there's learning. And then inference. By seeing, and what inference is pattern recognition. So if you have seen somebody doing something, and then you go, oh, this person is doing something again. You go, oh, that's starting to look like a habit, right? And that's one way of pattern recognition. The Go players or chess players, they have very good, when they have played these games for so long, they have recognized the pattern of the board, and they can very quickly make those moves, and that's how they become really good chess players and Go players. And Juan Carlos is a very good chess player because he actually plays a lot of chess. And then communications. Communication, how do we talk to each other? You know, it's the invention of language, right? How we can understand each other, right?
So what happened with perception, right? We understand it, right? We get it through our senses. We learn it over time, and as we grow and we become more experiences, now we can make inferences. And that's what is really good about age, right? And think about it. If we want to be successful, we just need to stay longer in what we do. Because what happens is we can make more inferences because we have more experiences, right? Either good or bad, right? And it's all that balance that we need to have. And we communicate that information, and through the communication and language, is that we really become intelligent, because that's where we can, put our thoughts in writing, in verbal, and we can create words. And through words, I think is that intelligence is very powerful.
Juan Carlos, I don't know if I shared this with you, but there's this philosophy. So pay attention to this, right? It's a very intriguing, profound philosophy. And what it says is that human species is the only type of species that we know of, right now on Earth, where we have a way to have collective memory through language, right? We are teaching our kids our what we know and our history and all that stuff. And as a species, we have a collective memory based on the history and all the learning and experiences.
Right.
And now we are all learning and growing as a species, and we are always getting smarter and smarter all the time as species. So it's and we're the only species out there that are doing that. And so anyway, the reason I want to kind of talk about this is artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is about having a machine or a computer demonstrating those couple of things that we discussed. So perception, right? You can see it through computer vision and visual recognition, right? You have sensor that can sense temperature, that can sense moisture, that can sense all these different kind of things. And then you have the Internet of Things. How many of you are familiar with Internet of Things? So what? Go ahead, Becky.
There was a couple. Some yes, some no.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
So the Juan Carlos, would you like to
explain Internet of Things? You know, I love Internet of Things, and Internet of Things is so powerful because it's communication between machines, right? So then you have all these sensors and lenses, cameras, devices, communications, moving doors, moving windows, moving things that things can communicate with each other. And what happens with all this intelligence and with the Internet of Things, then on top of it, that's when you go and move that you do your artificial and neural networks, right? So you have all your Internet of Things, and then on top of it, you want to add the intelligence. What is very good about Internet of Things is that devices can communicate with each other, but you cannot have an Internet of Things without AI, right? AI is the base, is that to feel artificial neural networks that allow us to become very smart and computers become really, really smart. And, in talking about that point about learning and inference, artificial neural networks and deep learning, guys, think about this. How do you think a computer is, right? It's made inside, correct? Think about the hardware. The hardware of a regular computer, right? You have seen it, you have the hard drive, and then you have a disk that is moving around, right? And then it has RAM memory, it's doing processes. What happens is with artificial neural networks, these are hardware, right? And the hardware mimics the brain, right? And mimics the brain, and it's organized in a certain way that is able to produce a lot of processes and a lot of thoughts and a lot of intelligence where computers can learn by themselves.
A lot of pattern recognition.
Right.
A lot of pattern recognition as well.
Correct.
And then, finally, we have the natural language processing. So now with all these different pieces, there's those base, and the more advanced they are, the more advanced the artificial intelligence is going to become. Any other comments here, Juan Carlos?
Yeah, no, it's what happens is with natural language processing is key, because that's without computers now we don't need to communicate like we used to communicate in the past, right? That you need to give certain commands, and you need to learn how to, type your questions in Google to be able to understand. Google is becoming more and more AI when you can use natural language, and the systems are going to understand much better communication language. And natural language processing is already happening, and it has become really, really big, through Google and these technologies.
Cool. So some examples of artificial intelligence. Everybody probably have heard of the IBM Deep Blue. There was a famous chess game between Deep Blue and this master chess player. There's also, I'm sorry?
That was in 1997, the first time that a computer beat a human in chess.
Absolutely.
The first time that AI was created, because it needed to think through many possibilities.
Absolutely. What about the one on Jeopardy?
Yeah, the one in Jeopardy. Go to the next slide.
Yeah.
We are gonna get there with IBM, right? That comes from IBM. What is the name, Becky, from Jeopardy?
Watson?
Watson. Right. And Watson is a big, thinker. That Watson right now is learning how to be a doctor, right? He has so much information, and he's been learning how to be a doctor, and for the last 10 years, they have been given so much information. What happens is that the difference between Watson and a human is that the human can only communicate one time to some humans, and he forgets, right? Watson never forgets, and he just accumulates, and then is able to make more inferences, and now is really helping doctors. Now there is applications And I see those applications right now at the Baylor hospitals where they're going and they're actually making decisions, and Watson and AI is giving them in the screen all the possibilities that they can have about those patients. So AI is there and it's already health. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's helping us make our lives easier and make us think faster and better. So kind of the next one here, we have basically it's image recognition. So on the left, you can see, you know, being able to kind of pick out different objects and understanding which one it is.
Yeah, in 2000, what it was cool, Steve, is that it was able to recognize one thing, right? It was the difference between a cat and a dog, right? So that was in the 2000s, right? In the 1997 before, you know, the first computer beating the chess player, and now the computer is able to recognize one thing to the other.
Right. And then obviously, so the other point on the right side is that being able to kind of pick out a cat versus a dog, and when they're right next to each other and the squares are overlapping each other, that was the kind of advancement and being able to do that. Next one, Carlos.
Yeah, well, this is a very good example because in the 2000, what happened, you know, with the DARPA Grand Challenge, you know, it was sponsored by the U.S. government and the military. You know, they funded and they did this research, and they did the first challenge where they did this, you know, rally where they have the AI has to drive the computer has to drive the car, and actually the first time nobody won it. Everybody failed.
Nobody completed the course.
Nobody completed the course. But then the second time it got a little bit better, the third time it got better. And what happened is that suddenly everyone went so quickly that in 2004, 2005, you know, Google started putting cars in the streets, and the technology is just moving so fast from then on that I think it's just incredible with the self-driving cars. So, so here we have all the examples of AI, right? We have the, you know, here is, you know, Watson, right? That's what Becky was talking. Watson came, right, in 2010. It was a great for, you know, for us, how we awakened to the, of a computer, so how much, you know, Watson was able to memorize. Then it came Siri. To be able to communicate, it was more like a way to communicate, and all the digital assistants that have come to help us, you know, not only get the understand information, but communicate more natural, right? More natural to the computer. And I think the kids, right, are the older that you are with the technology, because, you know, we're accustomed to type it, so it's more difficult to move to natural language. But I've seen, you know, my kids, you know, using the language so easily to be able to communicate with the computer.
You know, I just taught my dad on how to use Apple TV. You know, there's a button you can go look for Chinese movie or whatever, and he just said Chinese, and they recognize it, and you can search for shows. So awesome, right?
Right.
Technology makes our lives better. So let's ask you guys this question. So this is the chasm. This is the chasm that we was alluding to earlier. So here, if you look from the left to the right, on the left, you have the innovators, right? Any new technology, you're gonna have people who are innovators and the visionaries that are adopting the product first and the technologies first. And then after a little bit of chasm, they're gonna cross to the mainstream, where you get the early majority and the late majority, and then you also have laggards. So these are the folks. So think about smartphones. Smartphones, when it first came out, you know, are you the first one that got a smartphone when the technology was still having a lot of flaws, or were you waiting a little bit? I was probably early majority. my parents are probably the late majority or laggards. They were kind of the last ones to adopt to the smartphones, and now they are learning and they're getting so good at smartphones.
Okay.
So where do you guys see AI at in this classic graph? Do you think there are where the innovators are, or early adopters, or early majority, or late majority, or laggard?
The chasm.
Where are we now?
Where is the chasm?
The chasm is where it takes a lot of effort to move from the early adopters to getting the early majority using all the technology. So there's a big gap there. That's what the chasm is.
Right. Anybody? What do you think? Anybody in the audience?
There's no right or wrong answers. We're discussing.
What do you guys think about AI after the discussion that we have had? Please tell us. Just what do you think where we are at in the chasm? What do you think if the technology that we have is the AI that we are seeing in our worlds?
Do you think only visionaries are getting it, or do you think a lot of people are using it? Or how many of you think it is
Early majority.
Early majority?
Yeah.
Most,
Whether they know it or not.
right? Most here say early majority, whether they know it or not.
how many of you agree? Quite a few of you.
Everybody's like peer pressure at least.
Great. Okay, we don't have to go around to the room.
Uh-oh, and I've lost my sweet spot with the microphone.
We're good. We're good.
Very good.
So Juan Carlos, you wanna keep going on with this slide?
Yeah. Of course, AI in real estate. So that's what is exciting about us, right? That we went through all this talking to get to the point that we all are focused on, right? On real estate investments. So here, we have automated valuations, and we have actually, MLS Deal Finder, which is the technology that Real Estate IQ has had for over 4 years, 5 years, 4 to 5 years. And with this technology, we analyze the MLS on an hourly basis, and we create out valuations, right? CMAs. That's a technology, predictive analytics in real estate, right? It's predicting what is going to happen in the future, what opportunities are going to happen in the future, so we can create opportunities in the present, right? And that's the key in investments, and that's the key how we can use systems, and that's the key how Real Estate IQ can help you, right?
So, real quick, for the newbies in the room, CMA stands for Comparative Market Analysis, which is basically what is the value of the house, what is it worth. So usually investors call them comps. Real estate agents call them CMAs, but it's the same thing. It's what are the comparable properties that you can use to get the value of your property. And that's how the company started, was before the new Matrix MLS, running comps was really a very complicated thing. And so Juan Carlos and Steve together came up with this better, faster way to get the comps. So the product was originally designed for real estate agents for that purpose.
Yeah. The next level, right? The next level is understanding and predicting the human behavior. Correct? And that's the next evolution. There are some companies that they start trying it, and the evolution is to understand how human behaves and try to predict an action in the future, right? And get earlier so we can position ourselves to take advantage of that action because if that action is going to happen, you better be there positioned to take advantage of that opportunity. And that's what AI is bringing in us in this case. Then it's facilitating conversations, right? And that's where, Siri and we can communicate and get better at communication. And that's coming in the future. It is coming. I think this is pretty brand new and still, a little bit difficult to communicate, but AI is coming. So the advancements are actually going to be really, really fast. It's like it's going to be in months.
Yeah, so let me just add my 2 cents here. It's having the information and having the data, and you can. It's kind of like the example with Instagram, right? Based on what pictures you know, and based on what which ones you like, it suggests more for you. So here, it's kind of based on what live signal these people have, right? And then they're going to be more likely to want to sell their home. And those are the opportunities that you can capture as a real estate investor. All right, so that's how it applies to you in real estate. So here are some examples of AI in real estate. On the consumer side, single family.
This is such a nice graphic. I really like this graphic. This graphic, guys, pay attention to this graphic. Joseph put this graphic for us, and I think this is a really, really, really cool graphic to see, what are the technologies that are available right now in the marketplace.
Yeah, so Juan Carlos, you want to explain it?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so here we have on the left side you have the lower. If it's on the bottom, it's consumer. If it's higher, it's for investors. So consumers, especially for single family, they are looking at Open Door, Really, Knock, OfferPad. These are just some examples. Some of you have heard of these apps. No. So Juan Carlos, you have.
What is Open Door?
Open Door very well. We actually know folks that work there.
We know Open Door, right? Open Door is buying right now thousands of properties nationwide, and is backed by venture capital from California, hundreds of millions of dollars. And what they do with their AI, they put their marketing and pricing to buy the houses, but they don't play like investors, like in the 70% ratio. They play in the 90 to 100 to 80, 85% to 90 to 95% ratio to the ARV, and they play thousands and thousands and thousands of offers, nationwide, and they do marketing, and they respond. The AI learns from their marketing and improves itself to become better at doing that marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so really, really smart tools here with also valuation. Remember, they have an automated valuation technology that's a little more broad. So here we also have Really, Knock, and OfferPad are kind of pretty similar in what they do. On the investor side, that's Real Estate IQ. We created this specifically with investors in mind, and we are focusing on single family, and we're looking into multifamily. And then on the multifamily side, we have Skyline and Nodo. We're not gonna delve into that too much more. Juan Carlos, anything you want to add on this slide?
I think it's very good.
So where is AI in real estate? So the previous question was, where is AI, right? Now is AI in real estate?
What do you guys think? AI in real estate. Becky?
Sorry.
What do you guys think? Where is AI in real estate?
I hear late majority. Some say early majority or early adopters.
Early adopters. Okay, so Juan Carlos, what do you think? Where do you think we are?
I think right now AI is in innovators, techies, and early adopters. In residential, right? In commercial real estate, retail, I think is early majority, right? Retail, has been a lot of AI over the years and a lot of machine learning and systems to, especially in retail, to create and improve shopping centers. Because what happens in shopping centers, you have to have a really good mix of tenants. And depending on the mix of tenants, you can increase cap rates and you can increase cash flows. What happens is you have thousands of shopping centers, and how to build these shopping centers and create the mix. It becomes very interesting because there is many opportunities to put different type of retails.
Yeah, and I think AI is still in the pretty nascent stage for single family right now. I think we are. I also think that we are in the early adopter kind of visionary stage right now, and we're getting ready to hit that hyper growth very soon. So how does this all impact us as real estate professionals?
Well, anybody is gonna get the license, or is a licensed agent?
We have one licensed agent.
We have two. One who just got his license a week ago. Oh, and Nicole is thinking about it.
Wow.
So what do you think? What do you think the impact might be with AI being in real estate?
For real estate agents, specifically for the real estate agents, what do you guys think about real estate agents with AI?
Okay, hang on.
I think my personal opinion in the AIs with real estate is that, well, from what everyone has chosen, it's still early. It still can't, AI has to go a long way in order to understand how people and the human mind works. So it does take some time for it to know whether the person is going through like a terrible time, whether it's financials or anything like that, and tell when it is going up for sale, as well as also of any epidemics or like a sort of like whether for example, like Harvey, like we would have to update it at, oh, a big storm just came by, so does the value go up or down? There's still a lot of missing data that computers can go just so far, but not quite there yet.
Right.
Anyone else? I heard a commercial for Door on the way here. How many of you are familiar with Door? It's a place that they'll sell your house for $5,000, and their services are limited, but I'm pretty sure they use AI in determining the value of your house. So I don't know a lot about it, but.
Yeah, so I think as real estate professionals with the advance in all this artificial intelligence, it's actually going to help us work much better, right? We're going to be smarter. We're going to be working faster with the advancement of all this technology that's going to do all the things that we didn't want to do before. Getting a little bit dizzy here with the camera. So our recommendations. Right, stay on top of all the new techs. There's so many new technologies out there, and it's like so many things, right? And even if it kind of looks like it's a new technology, you want to jump on board. It's always a good idea that you're jumping on board on something that's taking off, because that is the time where you can create the most opportunity for yourselves. You want to leverage, right? Technology makes our life so much better, right? One close. How much do we spend on technology? Like we spend so much on productivity tools and engineering tools and technology.
Yeah, I was thinking the other time, how many lines in our budget we have, and it's like 70 items that we pay in applications and different little technologies that we use. It's incredible, right? Every technology company, we use so many technologies from many other companies, and it's wonderful because we can do so many things. I think it's just incredible, but we have over 70 lines.
Yeah, absolutely. And why are we doing that? Why are we paying so much money? Because it makes our life so much easier, and it improves our business so much more. It all comes back to us manifold. And that's what we wanted to do for you guys. For any technology, you always want to get more value than you're paying for, and we are always giving, like right now we're giving 10x value to what we are charging. So that's a way. That's how we learn. We learn to do business this way because that's how we can be a long-term people. We have folks as long-term clients. So experiment, right? Measure, learn, and repeat. And we do experiments all the time. This meeting, having Juan Carlos and I, we're calling in from Dallas. This is an experiment, and I think this has been going very well. Juan Carlos and I, we don't have as much opportunity to speak and bounce off of each other anymore, and now it gives us a really good opportunity to work together. Whenever we do talks together, I think we always get more out of each other. And then we're also working with Becky and Dawn, who are fantastic hosts. And I like it. We're gonna talk about this after today, and we're gonna I guess get feedback. We will have to get feedback from you guys, but I really like the dynamics. And so keep doing that, right? That's just one example. Everything that you do, experiment and keep trying, keep learning. You're gonna get really good at it.
Yeah, it's about making small mistakes, right? So it's very, very important to make mistakes, but always to make smaller mistakes, and that's the key. We cannot make big mistakes because in real estate investments, because that's not good, right? So making a series of small mistakes will help us being successful in the marketplace.
Yeah, I think you only learn when you make mistakes, but again, make small ones.
And we always remember we need people more than people need us. Right, and we always have that thought in our minds with Steve, and it gives us two basics. Is that we grow through human connections, networking, and human connections is a very is human capital, right? Is what is your human capital, and human capital is very important. We use it in our business so much through all of our relationships, through vendors and important leaders in the community, and we get business done faster and easier because we have invested on human capital throughout the years. So it's very important.
Yeah, and it's really the combination of all that. It's networking, it's who you are, and it's also being on top of the technology that's gonna help you, and that's gonna be your competitive edge on the market.
Right.
So just a couple more minutes, and I think we're gonna move on to the next segment here. So some of the technologies and tools you leverage for your real estate business. Anyone in the audience want to share some apps that you are doing?
Real estate.
In real estate?
We kind of only have one real estate investor, one experienced real estate investor for you. Okay. Okay.
Anybody want to share?
Are there any apps that you use?
How about you, Becky? What technology do you use to find your deals?
I use a Horn a lot. Horn is below. Lately, I'm using a lot of website called Sell by Component. Those are the ones that you can negotiate the most. The toughest, but it's the one that you can negotiate. That's right.
So what's the answer?
Use to, Becky, just real quick, what do you use to run your comps to figure out what your bottom line needs to be when you're trying to sell?
So what I use?
Uh-huh.
I use a hard.com.
So hard you can run your comps through?
Yes.
That's very nice.
The real hard, not the. It's super hard. It doesn't give you the exact sold properties. It says, yeah, it sold between 80,000 and 120,000.
So if you're not a broker.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not a broker, you don't have access to that. Does anybody else use any other apps? Has anybody heard of, no, I can't think of the name of it. Is it, I want to say Snowpio, and I know that's not right. There's an app, and maybe you guys can tell me if you've heard of it. There's an app where if you drive up to a house, it will give you the address of the house, and you can put notes in there. So if you're driving for dollars, which they call it, if you're just driving around looking for houses that are run down that might have motivated sellers, you can use this app and you can type in notes about the house, and it'll give you the address. Because sometimes sometimes it's hard to find the address of the house. So you can look at the one on the left and the one on the right, make a guess, but you can't always tell. This app gives you the address, and then you can type notes in on it there as well. Have you guys heard of that one?
Yeah, it's very cool application. You actually take a picture, and then the application gives you the address and of the information of the property. You know, it's connected to different databases. So it gives you information from, county records and if the property is for sale on the MLS, or if it's an off-market property, maybe a pre-foreclosure. So what they do in the back, they just connect it to different databases, and they allow you to get more information. So it's a cool application.
So cool. Let's we want to share a few. Okay, I was gonna ask you, Becky. You missed my question. What do you use, Becky? What kind of technologies do you use to find deals?
I use Real Estate IQ. That's how I've found 2 out of the 3 deals that I've done so far. The first one, I wasn't using it yet, and that was just a flip I bought through a wholesaler. But the pre-foreclosure, Real Estate IQ sends out the pre-foreclosure list. So I just went door knocking on that list to get the subject to. And the other one was listed on the MLS. So I found that using Real Estate IQ as well, by doing a search of properties that were 30% or more below market value. And so this one came up. Other than that, and maps is pretty much what I use.
Yeah, Real Estate IQ is a very good technology. We also have a couple that we want to share with you guys. So how you can automate social media for lead generation. So anybody heard of IFTTT? It stands for if, then. So you can set up these logic to go, oh, if it shows up, say on my email, or if it shows up on Craigslist, then it will port the information to a spreadsheet, for example. And then Zapier is something that connects a couple of apps together and it sends information. So
we use Zapier.
We use Zapier too. So IFTTT, like this is an example. It can read these Craigslist ads and then turn them into information on the Google Sheet. Okay, I can do this now.
Much better. Wow, thank you.
And then here, you can look for tweets nice. And looking for those keyword matches, and then it can send you. You can set up to send you text messages. So IFTTT is a very cool app for you to use right now. And then obviously, we want you guys to get to know about Real Estate IQ and really show you what we can provide for you. I think everyone is in the room. If you take a look at the demo, it's gonna help. You're gonna see how we can help you. So we're gonna pass the mic over to Becky and Dawn, and they're gonna give you a quick demo of this application.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it. It was a great opportunity to be talking from DFW to Houston. Hopefully, we are going to be able to use these technologies better, learn from here, get better equipment and systems. We are going to make this big. So this is the new frontier, and we're going to take advantage of it. And guys, remember, we are hiring, right? We are hiring, and thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you.
Cool. I think you ended it best. Becky, you can claim back to be host, and we'll sit back and relax.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you,
Hang out a little bit.
Carlos.
Thank you.
If you want to take, a couple minutes, get some more wine, cheese, water, soda, whatever you need, we'll get it set up, and then we'll show you how our system works.
Is he still talking?
No, he's chewing. I've reclaimed
Are they
host.
crazy or what?
Awesome.
Yeah, what are you guys hiring? It's, I know, right? I mean, I'm good, so.
I don't know if we're hired. We have one person that we're looking at for Houston for
We're looking for someone who speaks Spanish.
And English.
And English well. So far we found the latter, but no.
Not the other, yeah.
The latter.
Well, that's my phone. Go in there, and I write it.
It would only be like maybe one or two events to start out with, because we're trying to grow our Mexican and Latino market. I've gone to it a few times. My sister goes, and it's just difficult to really be able to grow those relationships and talk with them. So that's what we're looking for, somebody that,
I'm very good at that, actually.
Okay.
I'm in a, honestly, I mean, I've been like dealing with, public for like 20 years almost.
Awesome. Well, we can chat after if that's okay. Awesome. Yay, Becky's getting it going. Okay.
I think I'm getting it going, except I lost my Zoom menu, so.
Your Zoom menu?
Yeah, my Zoom menu, where I can share my screen, because I'm a host, but how do you know? How do you know I'm sharing it? I guess it doesn't matter really, because you have that going.
I turned that off.
Oh, you turned it off?
Because you wouldn't be able to hear us.
Oh. We got to get that worked out.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you in Houston?
Uh-huh.
You are? Okay.
I am.
So nobody needed to take a restroom break or anything? Well, where did you guys go?
Santa already did.
So, we're just kind of try to go over this pretty quickly. I know it's kind of starting to get a little bit late. You guys are probably getting close to ready to want to go home. Steve and Juan Carlos are great, but they can really, once they get going, they get going. Like, when they come here, like, they have to be like, Dawn, we need it. They now let us have the code so we can get the key, because it'd be like 11 o'clock, and they're like, been here since 7. Can we please go home? I love them. So, yeah, but they love to talk. They love learning more about real estate, not IQ, and what they can do for you all. Like, they love hearing ideas and how they can make it better, and you get them going on that, and they love it. So we first started with the company. They had just rolled out their MLS Deal Finder just a few months before that. And so, like, a lot of it was just for fast CMA and whatnot. So we've really had the opportunity to sit and watch the company grow and add all these different tools. And the things that we've added is based on feedback from real estate investors or real estate agents. And I love that, because we're offering you a product that people have asked for. not what we think they want, but what y'all have asked for. So we do offer a few different things. MLS Deal Finder, we are contracted with MLS to have their data. We extract that data. We have algorithms that are written to easily be able to search and identify properties that are discounted on the MLS. So if you have regular MLS access, it can be a very time-consuming process to try and identify those properties on the MLS. And as real estate investors, you will quickly learn that speed is the key. Okay, you've got to move fast with these properties because there's people are looking, they're moving very quickly, and if you take too much time, you could miss out on that opportunity. So that's why MLS Deal Finder was found, was to help real estate agents locate properties for real estate investors. And then we decided, let's roll it out to actual real estate investors. Let's give them access to it as well. It would help them, right? So we built up MLS Deal Finder. We also offer fast CMA. So once we did the MLS, it's like, okay, but now we need to run the comps on the properties. It would be nice if you could just click on it and run the comps on the properties. So we did that. So now you can do fast CMAs, and I'm talking literally seconds, and you're going to see it in a minute, how quickly you can run a CMA. As soon as a property is added to the MLS, we do a fast CMA on it, so it stores it in our database. So then when you go to run your search, that information's already there. It's just doing a quick refresh to make sure everything's current, and then it loads it right up. So it's very, very quick. We also offer off-market leads, lots of off-market leads. So in Houston, there's around 3,000 or so. When the
Actually, it's more like we added it up. It's more like 5,000.
Oh, good. Okay, good. I was gonna say when it was the market was a little bit busier, it was up around the 5,000 market, then it dropped a little bit. So are we back?
The pre-foreclosures dropped a little bit, but the other ones have not.
Okay, good.
Code
Yay.
violations. Those are.
So yeah, we offer off-market leads. Does everybody know what an off-market lead is?
Sounds
Right?
Like you said, like code violations, something like you don't know that's on.
If
That's
it's
an
not
MLS,
exactly
right,
but it could be based on other factors.
It's not listed for sale on the MLS, but there are lots of reasons why the owner might be motivated to sell
We get
it.
this information from like the county.
Yeah.
Right. So we have 15 full-time people that actually log into the county to find our information, and they put it in a spreadsheet, and we give you new information every day. So you're getting new listings every single day. That's one of the things that we love about the company is we get that information as quickly as we possibly can and get it out to you. So the more time that you have to work with people who are in pre-foreclosure or tired landlords who are just constantly evicting people, people who owe taxes and they're going to go to the tax auction, people who have liens against their home for hospital or mechanic liens, things like that. Those are the types of.
Just so you know, mechanic liens does not mean they worked on your car.
Right.
It means they
Like-
worked on your house.
Like an air conditioning company, a
contractor
plumber,
that-
electrician, a roofer.
So if somebody doesn't pay a plumber who comes out and replaces the toilet, that plumber can file a mechanic's lien against the house. So if they're not getting paid that way, then they're sure to get paid whenever the person sells their house.
Right. So we kind of like to give a little background before we start talking about it. The other things that we offer is county data finder. So this is not properties that are on the MLS. It is not an off-market lead because they're not a distressed seller. Typically, your people on your off-market leads are distressed sellers. It's distressed in some way. So with the county, this gives you a unique opportunity to identify people who may want to sell their house. So does anybody know how often you typically move from, a person moves from their home?
You're close.
You're very
7.
So
Yeah.
don't you think it'd be kind of cool if you could log into the county and say, okay, show me everybody in Harris County, even in a specific city or even down to a specific subdivision that has been in their home for more than 7 years. And maybe you want even like only 3-bedroom, 2 baths or bigger. You can really refine your searches and look for properties like that. And then you can send like a little mailer and say, hey, are you interested in selling your house? right? It's a unique opportunity to find somebody, or you could make your brain go, you know what? We've been here a while. I don't want to stay here anymore. Maybe I do want to move, right? People who are over the age of 65. Is that fixed yet? Is that been,
I
is it still
think so.
working
We're
on it?
having trouble with that data, but
So we're trying to fix it so you can look for people over the age of 65. Because over the age of 65, what do people typically do?
downsize. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's another area that you could look at.
I've actually heard people that have wanted to sell their house and rent it back because they were older, over 65, and they didn't want to deal with it. They said, I want somebody else to come in if the disposal gets clogged and
Pay the tax.
I don't want to have to worry about that.
And it makes
And
sense.
so they've
if
sold
you're
their house
older,
back.
you're like, I can't do this stuff anymore, right?
What's the score? What's the score?
Oh, no.
Nobody knows the score?
Another big thing is out-of-state owners. Because while there are some people that intentionally invest in a property out of state, a lot of out-of-state owners means maybe they inherited the property and they don't know what to do with it, so they're just kind of sitting on it, paying taxes on it, and it's not doing anything for them. So that's a good marketing opportunity. Yes.
So we do probates and airships and guardianships. And the other unique thing is what I heard a couple of weeks ago at one of the events where we had a special speaker. They were talking about how people from California and Oklahoma and Louisiana, and California is the highest state in the United States that actually purchases homes in Texas because it's so much cheaper for them to purchase property.
Does anybody know what the housing is like in California?
That's insane.
It is insane.
Yeah. So
I used to, right now, if you are looking in one of the big city areas, you can't buy a house for less than $1 million, hardly. Even a small one.
900 square foot.
Yeah.
A 900 square foot home is going to cost you close to $1 million.
It's unbelievable, actually. I wish I lived in California, bought our first house in California. Our first house we bought for $135 and then sold for $350, bought one for $500,000. And I mean, we're talking, it was an 1,800, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-story house. I mean, nothing huge. Bought it for $500,000, sold it for $670 a year and a half later. If I'd have known about real estate, what I know now, I'd have kept that baby and rented it out,
right,
or something. But we moved out of state, so
Becky
it didn't
and I
matter.
did
But it's crazy.
Search on the county data finder when we first got it because we always like to play around with the new stuff. And so we searched for homeowners or properties owned by people in California, 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Harris County, and over 21,000 line items returned on that. It's like, I know, right? And they don't live here, they just own.
Yeah. So here we'll finish our off market and then we'll show you how the rest of our platform actually works. But yeah, we have probate and airship, pre-foreclosures. So right now we have up to the January auction. These are by auction date on this one. The rest are all during for the month in which they were filed.
And just the FYI, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Harris County auction doesn't release their list until 3 weeks prior to. We already have January listings. So that's the benefits of being able to have those kind of off-market leads as quickly as possible, especially for your pre-foreclosures or appointment of substitute trustees. Typically, if you're going into foreclosure, you know you're going into foreclosure, but you're in denial for quite some time. And it is in your head that you're going to make it work. And you know, some instances people can. There's a lot of instances where people cannot. But they hang on until a couple of weeks before they go to foreclosure. And they're like, I've got to sell, I got to sell. So you build that relationship up. You keep talking with them. You stop by. You continue to send them postcards or whatever. And when they finally do decide, the person that they've seen the most, the person's name they've seen the most, that's who they're going to call. They're going to call you because you sent them 7 yellow letters and you stopped by and checked on them 4 times.
And
That's who they're gonna call.
It's a known fact in marketing that people, in human nature, I guess, really, people trust the people they see the most. That's who they trust the most. And so if they're seeing your face and your name more than other people, you're the one they're going to go to. So appointment of substitute trustee is sort of a pre-foreclosure. So if a house is going into foreclosure, the trustee is the person who actually holds the sale of the house if it gets to that point. So if a mortgage company is not local, and all the big mortgage companies are not, none of them are in Houston, they have to appoint a substitute trustee who is in Houston to carry out the foreclosure process. So oftentimes that can be as much as 6 weeks ahead of the actual foreclosure filing. So sometimes that's sort of like a first instance that it's going into foreclosure. And so that's sort of a first chance.
Gives you even more time
to get to them. So appointments, we also have the tax sale list, eviction notices. If somebody's kicking people out, maybe they're ready to stop being a landlord.
And one of the really cool things is if you're wanting to really get into like buy and holds and things like that, where you've got a really good consistent cash flow coming in, if you look at the eviction spreadsheets and you can kind of sort it by the mortgage holder or the owner, you can go, oh, well, he's like kicked out 7 people, 7 different properties this month. What would that be a sign of? I would think it's a tired landlord that no longer wants to do it anymore. Do you think it'd be a pretty good advantage to try and buy all 7 of those properties at one time?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. So there's different things that you can look at, different ways you can look at it. We know several people that buy in bulk. They call it buy in bulk for buy and holds. Some of them buy up to 15 to 20 houses at one time from one owner.
Yeah. All right, we already talked about liens a little bit, delinquent taxes, and code violations. So if somebody's not mowing their grass and taking care of their house, maybe either they're not living there anymore and it's vacant, or something has happened and they're not able to take care of the place. And so they might be motivated sellers as well. So all of these are links to spreadsheets that give you all the information you need to, let's go here, to contact the owner, do marketing, whatever you need. So this is, let's get to Houston here. That's DFW. I got my Zoom menu in the way. So here's the date we added it, the date it was recorded, when it's going to auction. These are all the same because this is the December list. So they're all going to be sold the first Tuesday of December. All auctions in Texas are the first Tuesday of the month.
And how many are on the pre-foreclosure list for December?
I'll look in a minute. So we give you all the information in the property, the owner's information, the property information. The trustee, if it does go to sale, that's the one you can find to try to buy it or track it. It's kind of fun. We were looking at a house that was down the street that was vacant for a long time. I tried to find the owner. I even got I found him on Facebook. And he had just posted, I'm not going to be using my Facebook anymore, but you can email me at my private email address. But he didn't answer my email. Our HOA said he was most likely out of the country. The property went to sale. We watched it the first time, and this happens at the auctions around. They bid it up and then didn't actually pay for it. So it's probably worth $150, maybe. Needs major rehab. I mean, the roof was falling in. There's a back patio that was falling in, everything inside. It's probably a 1,400 square foot 3-2, so kind of a prime buy and hold property to rent out, but probably 60 in rehab anyway. First time they bid it up to $98,000 and then didn't pay for it. And so then what happens is, after an hour or two, the trustee auctions it off again. And then a lot of the people that bid on it the first time aren't around anymore. They've given up. And so I think it went for 78, which is still a really tight margin. I mean, the only way they're going to make any money is if they rent it out and hold on to it for a while, because they're not going to rent it for more than, I don't know, $14.50 probably. This is in Katy, so the rents are a little bit higher in this area. But I mean, we just watched it at the auction and went, we're not making any money. So we'll see.
Like rental,
We do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So anyway, that disabled the touch screen because it was messed up. Where's my bar? Where's my little bar at the bottom to scroll? Oh, there.
It's
Okay.
tiny.
There it is. Okay, there we go.
It's like, right? I was like,
There you go. The other thing we give you is an estimate of the equity that they have. So you know going in, so you can, and it's based on the original loan amount and the interest rate at the time they took it out. Because none of that's really public information, but we use a formula to estimate it for you. So, you know, looking at this list, here's one that's negative 21,000. I probably wouldn't go after that house too much. But I can look at this one right here, 72,000. That's some good equity. So I might market to that one a little more heavily. So here's all the loan information, when it originated, so you know how long they've owned it as well. If they did a loan modification, it'll show up in here. If the person who took out the mortgage is not the same person who owns the house, we give you the owner's information and their address as well. Because if you were to buy it, even though the person with the mortgage is being foreclosed on, the person who has the deed is the one who's going to have to sign the papers to sell you the house. So you're going to have to go to both of those. So we give you all that information so you can do your door knocking, mail out mailers, whatever kind of marketing you want to do. We do. We have a contract with a service to give you a good deal on. Do on what? Cool. Awesome. All right. So right now in Houston, there's 37,000 properties on the market.
that has grown.
Houston area MLS.
In the last 4 months. 4 months ago, it was averaging between 26 to 28,000 a month. And then we just kind of kept seeing it creep up. So the last 2-3 months now, it's been averaging at 37,000. A lot of people that we've talked to are like, we've never seen the market like this, or it hasn't been like this in years. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty impressive to see that kind of number. I think it's pretty impressive to see how many are actually discounted out there. There's over 1,100 right now that are discounted between 20 and 40%. There's just over 300 that are discounted more than 40%. So those are some really good opportunities to kind of take a look at. But you're like, how you find them? That's what we do.
So I did a search.
I didn't mean to kick you, Becky.
That's okay. It didn't hurt.
Okay.
So you can search for new deals in the last 15 days that are at least 20% below market value. That's just sort of a quick default search we have. But you can also search for any particular type of property. You can set your price range. If you're looking for properties that have been on the market a long time, you can use this. You can search zip code, city, or counties. And then you can search by a discount percentage. So you can say, I only want to see properties that are at least 30% below market value. Because as an investor, the general rule is you want to pay no more than 70% of the after repair value minus whatever you have to put in for repairs. So if you start at 30%, there's some wiggle room in there, because you can always make an offer that's less than what they're asking. And check out what the repairs are, and go from there. Or you can search by rental index. So if you're looking at a property to buy and hold, this is like a percent of your purchase price. So the rule of thumb is, if I pay $150,000 for a house, how much do I want to get for it in monthly rent? Does anybody know?
I know.
Yes, Dawn.
Okay. It's 1,500.
1,500 and 1%. Yeah. 1% is kind of like the magic number. If you go below 1%, you're risking having enough money if there's repairs needed and things like that, and you're not going to get any cash flow out of it.
1% should be like your minimum.
Sometimes that's okay. If you know you're going to buy a house and it's a good rental property and it's going to pay the mortgage and you're going to hold on to it for 20 years,
go for it.
You don't need a lot of cash flow from it. The appreciation is going to pay for it. But if you want some cash flow, you need a rental. You need to get more than that 1%.
1.5, 1.6.
So you want a rental index of 1.5, 1.6, whatever. So you can put in all these parameters. And if you want, you can also select to get a notification whenever a new property that meets your criteria comes on the market. You'll get the information about it within an hour. So you can be one of the first to make a deal or whatever. So I did this default search. In the last 15 days, these are the properties that have come on the market.
Is
So
anybody colorblind? We have
good.
to ask
Because the red green
we have people that
is the
can't
most
tell
common.
between the colors.
So the red ones are pending sales already. So they've come on the market within the last 2 weeks and they're already pending sales. So you know there's investors out there. But the green ones are not. Those are still active listings. So if you want a high-end flip, here you go.
2.29.
This one only costs you.
It's down in the Heights.
Oh, it's rented. This one's offered for rent.
Wow.
Because
Yeah, not a good rental index.
they're asking $5,000 a month for rent.
Well, it says 17 something. Okay.
So if you're looking for
a couple of things I just want to point out real quick, Becky, before you go down.
Yep.
So on the map, y'all, as new investors, this is going to tell you a few different things. One, how busy is the market, right? Two, where are the active areas that properties are up for sale, right? But you don't want to just pay attention to the ones that are for sale. You need to pay attention to where the red ones are at as well, because you want to see where the active properties that are actually getting sold. Because you don't want to buy a property that's going to sit there for 6, 7, 8 months, and then you're paying mortgage and taxes and everything else. So kind of keep that, if you don't know where you want to do business at, or if you don't know the market in your area, do this generic search and kind of figure it out. And it moves around all the time. Like 7 months ago, like the top portion, the north side of Houston was the bulk. Bear Creek, Cypress, all that up in there was very, very busy. And now you notice that it's kind of dropping down into the Heights area, in those areas where people have still not sold their properties and the value has depreciated quite a bit. Now people are starting to pick up those properties much cheaper, and they're able to renovate them, and then they're going to hold on to them for about 2-3 years because the market is actually bouncing back a lot faster than what they anticipated it to after the hurricane. So if they purchase the property for $400,000, if they wait 2 or 3 years, they're going to be able to resell that property for $7,000 or $8,000, $100,000. Not,
over the last year, prices in Houston have gone up. I've heard different estimates, but they're all between 6 and 7% in value.
That's huge.
Despite the hurricane. I've heard of people that had properties that flooded more than once even, and they still went for full pre-Harvey value. It's kind of crazy.
The market is crazy.
People have short memories for those things. So you can kind of move your mouse around. If you're looking in a certain part of town, you can check out the deals in that area. You can also go down here. All those same properties are in this chart. So you could sort it by list price or by discount percentage and go through them that way.
Or buy and hold rental index.
Anything that's underlined is going to give you more information. So the MLS number here is going to give you the listing agent's remarks as well as their contact information. So if you want to, gives you an idea about the condition of the house. Usually it says if it flooded in there.
If it's been remediated. they'll put that in there. If it's been completely remediated and remodeled, a lot of times you'll see that content in there as well.
Yep. So roof foundation information.
Can I ask about your comps?
Yes.
How far do you back do you go?
As far back as you want to go. You can set that priority. You can go up to 5 years. And up
Typically,
to
you'll want to
5
keep
miles
them
out.
a lot closer if you can. The closer it is, the better. From what we hear most and do, most people try to keep it within 3 to 6 months. There's some areas that you do need to kind of push it out to a year to get enough viable comps to come up with a good price.
I think that's the thing. You need good comparison. Because sometimes in a year, you know, and it's not just, you know, the comps. I mean, I don't want to get into what is like, how are you? Because that's basically the holy grail of. You know,
Absolutely.
Comp.
Right.
What do you guys compare for that? Are you guys doing just like
well, there's
you know,
four
start building
basic,
to the
right?
left,
There's
yeah.
four.
Well, let's go to one and then we'll see it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So, how about this one?
No, the 307, 80.
It's listed at 210, worth about 306.
It's got a good rental index.
Rental index is not that great, but you got 96,000 to work with, you know, to do your rehab, pay for your holding costs, closing costs, and get your profit.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's just check this one out.
Okay, so the system's automatically, when she's clicking on that, it's defaulted to search for within 360 days, within a half a mile of your subject property, within 20% of the square footage of
Ooh, that's a
your
lot.
home, and within 10 years plus or minus on the year built. So that's what it's defaulted to. If you don't get enough comps based on
Or if you
those
get
parameters, or
too
you get-
many like this one.
and you want to refine it a little bit more, we can go to another page and we'll show you how you can do that.
This one has 40, so I think I want to refine it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go here to the Fast CMA page, and if you're out driving around and you see a house, you can do this. You can type in the address, get the information. You can choose, am I comping it against townhouses or is it a single family home? You can set the distance. Whoops, I covered over the recency. Most, 6 months is kind of the standard. It's nice to go less if you can. 20% on the square footage. So I'm going to go count, and it's going to tell me how many I have with those parameters. So then I know, do I need to expand them to get more or not? So that gives me 8 sold.
That's so much better.
5 active, 5 non-active. So that's going to be terminated or expired, and 2 lease.
Now, if you're running your comp, make sure you hit the count first, because you don't want to have to be going back and forth to redo it. By counting, you can see if you've got enough information or enough hits to give you a good comp.
Boy, the internet's going slow all of a sudden. I don't know why. All right. So this one's in Oak Forest, which is actually a pretty hot area right now.
And the comps can also like identify major highways, major waterways, things like that. But you do have to kind of do a little bit of your own due diligence. It may not know that a road is pretty busy, okay? Especially in a city like Houston, we know what a lot of those really busy roads are, so you kind of take that into account. So you may need to adjust the items or the houses that it's choosing based on that. You may know that the bayou behind it never floods, or it always floods. So if there's one right behind you, you might want to take it out. So kind of look at those types of things too. We have to remember artificial intelligence is getting better, but we have our eyes. We know our town. There's things that we still got to do to come up with good information.
Okay, this one's descriptive. Picturesque and quaint flower boxes in the front planted with red hibiscus and geraniums.
Lovely.
Because that's what you care about when you're buying a
cucumber
house.
sandwiches with them?
All right. So the main thing we want to look at right now is that the comps that are checked, and originally, if you noticed when I pulled it up, not all of them were checked because the computer chose the best comps based on recency, how long ago they sold, bed bath match, square footage match, those kind of things. So because we narrowed the parameters, it's using all of them. So we might say, but we only want to use the ones that have been fixed up because we want to know what is our house going to be worth after we fix it up. So if some of these have not been remodeled, we don't want to use them. So we can tell that by first going through the comments. And I haven't seen anything in these comments telling me that something has not been. So another good clue is the price per square foot. If something's priced a lot lower than the others per square foot, then likely it's not been fixed up. So if we look at these prices, 199, 212, 188, 202, 222, 234, they're all pretty close. None of those are a lot lower. So far, I think these are all good comps. Way to go, Dawn. It'll also tell you how many days they've been on the market, so you get an idea of how fast you can expect to sell yours.
That selector, is it so based on the comps you selected?
Uh-huh.
Is it then recalculate your?
Yes. So notice before this came up as over 300, and now with these different, slightly different comps, it's at 298. Yeah. So if I didn't want to use number 1, I would just uncheck the box here and hit the recalculate button. And it's going to refigure this price without that one, based on just the ones that are checked. And all it's doing is averaging the price per square foot. So that didn't change it much. It went to 299.4.
What I was trying to point out was, pay attention to this column here, too, especially if it's got foreclosure listed in it. Make sure to pay close attention to those. Because foreclosure homes can either look really good or look really bad. If you've got an angry person that was booted out of their home and it was sold, and somebody bought it and they put it on the market, a lot of times they may need a lot of work. So make sure you're really paying attention to that, because that may cost you a little more money in repairs versus some of the other properties.
Another big thing is the subdivision. As you know, in Houston, you can drive 2 blocks and be in a totally different neighborhood. So ideally, the comps are going to be in the same subdivision. So this one right here is Mangum Manor. That's a different subdivision, so I might not want to use that one. I don't really have any reason not to use that one. So you can pick and choose that way.
It looks like this is a big subdivision.
Oak Forest is a big area.
So another thing to keep an eye on is when you're looking at those, and these look pretty comparable on the prices, but look, one of those is 362, one's 363,000 on the sold prices. So even though they may be in the same subdivision, different sections of that subdivision could have different price values. So we all know that 2 or 3 streets over can completely change into, you know, either a really horrible area or a very high marketed, high end area.
I'm looking at the days on the market. So based on this, I'm good with these comps. So let's check them out on a map and see where they are. This is good for things like, especially if you're near a waterfront or a golf course or something, you can tell which homes are on the golf course versus the ones across the street, because the ones on the golf course are going to have a slightly higher value.
Way to map other things like Starbucks, Whole Foods.
We don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good question.
I mean, in certain things that.
Yeah. Because you know, homes within, what is it, a half a mile, 3/4 mile of a Starbucks always have a higher value than ones that are not. It's kind of interesting. So here's the little black house is our subject property. The red ones are the comps we're using, and you can tell that over here because they're checked. And the green one is the one that we chose not to use because it's in a different subdivision. So here we don't have any waterways. There's no major streets. And now Don's...
Third is actually kind of a busier street. What are those property values based on there versus the ones on the other side?
So this one, 250, 270, 260. These 259, 270. Not much difference. Oh, that one's really bigger. And 362. So this could be... And that could be a section difference as well if we went back to the other page.
You had a number of days on the market.
Uh-huh. Yep. So if you hover over list price, if there was a price change, it'll tell you when it was. Sold price. Tells you when it sold and how many days it was on the market. Yep, here's a little man, Dawn's favorite thing. What's it's my address.
So this kind of gives you the convenience of kind of checking out the neighborhood without having to necessarily go over there. And good news is Google is updating Houston this year. It takes them about every 3 years they come through. So Houston's up for new pictures this year. Nice. Yay! So the nice thing is you can actually hop on here and kind of take a look around. Are there a bunch of cars parked on the road, in the yard, in the driveway? Are the houses brand new?
Do they all have bars on the windows? So you can tell what kind of a street 43rd Street is. So see, yeah, let's say, see this little red dot right here? That means that's one of the red comps.
There's one right down here.
Yep.
And there's probably the subject property here, but when you hit, there it is, isn't it? Can you go back that way just a little bit? I want to say I saw there, let's go back. Oh, there. It's right there, is the house. Because the house
Oh, yeah.
is so dark.
Look, I can see it when I do this.
Okay, so now you know exactly which one the subject property is. You can kind of take a look at it. Get an idea, is the roof bad? You may not be able to tell fully, but you might get a good idea. How much work you're gonna have to do on the outside. That's still a cost you gotta add in. Have they let it overgrow? Do you need to trim the trees down? What are you gonna do? It's also nice to kind of hop on here and check over a couple streets over to see how different it changes. Because a lot of times people are not gonna buy if it goes 2 or 3 streets over from a nice neighborhood to a poor neighborhood.
Oops. There we go. And then we can go to photos. And it's going to show us all the pictures that are posted for the properties.
You don't have to go to this one and go back out and go to this one and go back out. You can actually compare them against each other.
So here's our subject property on the top.
This is our subject property. This is our subject.
So this actually doesn't, the counters are not, those looks like laminate counters, so that, would probably be an update. Unless you're going to rent it out, then it probably doesn't matter.
If you're going to rent it out, the stove will have to work to control the fridge. But
if they have a fridge.
You might want to upgrade those to stainless steel.
That looks pretty. This one doesn't look like it needs much work. Just a little updating. And you can scroll over and see the rest. Oops. I have to go to my scroll bar at the bottom.
By being able to compare, you can see what the other properties have done. So you know that you can be, in line with everyone else. So you know your property is going to sell as quickly as theirs doesn't sit on the market. So if those properties are all using granite countertops, what are you going to use in yours? Right?
That's a pretty kitchen.
You can also use these photos to really determine have the properties that we select to comp been updated. Because if you're looking to fix this property and flip it, you want to compare against all the properties that have already been remodeled. If they haven't, uncheck it and recalculate so you get a valid comp.
I love those clouds.
Aww,
That's really cute. Cute baby room. Yeah, so it's just really quick and easy to see all the pictures of your property and the comps.
It looks like they've done some, but wow.
That's a busy music room. Teenage, whatever. Nice patio, backyard.
Now, this one doesn't show much, does it? Okay, so.
Yeah, whoops, went back. You can also tell from here who uses professional pictures and who doesn't. A professional photographer like this one with good lighting versus the old, I use my cell phone camera to do it. So then if you like the property and maybe you got a partner, you can go create report. And it's going to send you, or you can choose to save it to a PDF or email it to yourself, but all the information on one page. So
This is also a great report that you can send over to like a hard money lender, private money lender, somebody that you're going to be getting money from. They can take a look at this and get a good idea that the comps are already ran. Most of these big companies in town or big lenders in town already know who Real Estate IQ is. They know how good our information reliable it is. So you get the report to them, they're going to know that it's good.
So it gives you the sold, the active, which there were tabs on the other page. So you could do the same thing for the active listings. You can see them on a map and all the pictures.
Yeah, so if you
and all that.
like that house and the price wasn't bad, you're like, man, I wonder if they have more in this area. It's only going to cost me $30,000 to rehab this. Maybe I can buy a couple more properties. So you go to the active tab and you might be able to find a couple more properties that kind of.
And to know what kind of competition there is when you're getting ready to sell, lease comps, and then all the pictures as well. And if you choose to get reports of new properties that come on the market, the report you get in your email is going to be exactly like this with all this information. It's that old wide angle lens.
2 air mattresses, isn't it?
Possibly. But are they? Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's fun to look at.
I know sometimes you look at these pictures and it looks huge because this wide angle lens, and you go there and you're like, that's really not that big.
Tiny, tiny guy.
But so that's most of it. We did county data finder. Yeah.
So you saw how quick the fast CMAs were, right? And it took us a little bit longer because we were talking with you guys, but you can see like how quickly you can look at that information. And as you grow and get better and more tenured, and you learn it, you're going to be able to quickly identify what is and what isn't a good deal pretty quickly. And know, like, nope, I've seen this before, I'm moving on, let's go to the next one. So you can change your parameters, you can save different search criterias. You like working in a specific area or a specific zip code, you can save it, like Becky was saying. So if something hits the MLS that you like, you're going to get an email automatically when it hits the MLS. Our website updates every hour. So every hour, the new listings that were added on the MLS are going to be on the website. And you'll have a report if you select it. It's pretty cool.
And because we're data geeks,
Become one. I'm kind of
we have some heat map reports, kind of show you where the deals are. So this was the pre-foreclosure
I really
deals.
like
Get through all
the
this.
bar graph. We can show them that too.
Yeah. Better zoom out.
So on the heat map here for pre-foreclosures, this is telling you how many pre-foreclosures are out there in each of those different little areas. And the darker the color is, that's the higher number of pre-foreclosures in that area. So you'll see kind of in the, I guess, middle outskirts of town, there's some pretty big areas that had some pre-foreclosures. Like up there, that's probably close to Bear Creek, wouldn't you say?
This one?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then outside of way outside of Montgomery and whatnot up there. So those are some of your higher numbers. Why do you want to know this? Gives you a good idea where there could be some distressed properties that you could purchase. So this is
to all that. How do you get access to all that? Like, is there a membership?
Yep. It's a monthly subscription cost.
I just want to say this real quick. Look at this.
Wait,
that was
turn.
June. That was June. That's how quickly. What happened? Y'all know what the banks did when Harvey hit to the homeowners? Did you hear what they did? Okay. So kind of what happened was there were homes that the bank said, hey, we're going to help you out.
If your home was hit, if you were impacted by Harvey, you do not have to make a mortgage payment for the next 3, 4, 6 months.
But guess what? Guess what you have to do on month 7?
Pay
all
of
of it.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like you can just not make a payment and then pick up where you left off.
It wasn't.
If your
deferred.
payment's $1,000 a month
Back in.
and you don't make a payment for 6 months, on month 7, you owe $7,000. And so a lot of people didn't have that. And so
Foreclosures in June.
look at May and June, July,
August.
compared to January when there was that moratorium in effect still. So they've just been creeping up and
I just had to point that out because
kind of leveling off.
that just kind of really shows what the market has done, but how it's rebounded as well. So, service. You can get all of everything that we've shown you. Houston Metro is typically, what is it, $199?
$159.
$159, sorry. $150, I'm tired now, can you tell? $159, and we can give you, what do you want to give them?
Oh, you choose. 30? Oh, we should get more than that.
I was thinking more like 40.
I'll say
Okay, 50, deal. Sign up tonight.
So if you sign up tonight, Becky says 50% off.
50%.
So that would be, let me get $79.50 a month, no contract. You can cancel whenever you want. So that gives you the access to the fast CMAs, access to the ML Still Finder, access to all the off-market leads. We also have rehab calculator on our website, so you can go in and estimate what the rehab cost is going to be. We also have an exit strategy calculator, so you can go in and figure out what your exit strategy costs are going to cost. Closing costs, attorney fees, those types of things that you've got to calculate, and it's going to affect your bottom line. So we kind of give you those tools to kind of help you figure out where you need to be so you can determine if it's a really good deal or not. So we don't want to leave you hanging.
I'll tell you what you'd make if you buy and hold it for this long using private money versus a hard money loan at this percent versus cash versus, give you all those numbers.
Yep. But yeah, all of that. So it'd be $79.50. No contract.
And that price will never go up.
Lifetime
If you
price.
sign up for that price, you get to keep that price.
So we know you guys are all new and you probably don't want to do we do offer premium off-market leads where skip tracing is already done. And you're probably like, okay, what's skip tracing? So pre-foreclosures, I always use this example. If somebody's in pre-foreclosure and they've left their home, it's abandoned, you can't get a hold of them, right? You want to buy their home, but you can't get a hold of them. What can you do? Maybe email them, send them a text message, call them, right? So that's what skip tracing does. It looks for contact information, phone numbers, and emails. So with those, we give you up to 5 emails, 5 phone numbers for each property. And that's on our top 5 spreadsheet. So you're looking at about 3,000 or so that have already been skip traced. Skip tracing is very expensive, ranges anywhere from $80 to $120 per search. So by us adding it to our spreadsheets, it's already done for everybody. It doesn't have to cost you for everyone that you've done that individual price. So it averages out anywhere between 20 to 40 cents. So less than half of what a lot of the other services offer. So it's a great way to help with your marketing and trying to get a hold of distressed sellers. That's $199 as well. We can give you a discount on that. 50% also. I'm feeling generous tonight. They're here late tonight. Because Juan Carlos and Steve were long-winded. So yeah, 50% off of both. So you could get both for less than $200. But I know for a lot of people when they're first getting started, they want to get their education. They want to kind of wait, and it's budgeting. So we can do. You can just do the Houston Metro if you want for $79.50. So if you're interested, let us know. We'll get you signed up.
What is it for all of this, the surrounding areas?
Okay, so if you get the Houston Metro package, it gives you Harris County and every county that touches it.
Oh, okay.
So you're getting Montgomery, Fort Bend, Chambers, Liberty, Waller, Galveston. So it gives you all of that. So it's a really good package.
Yeah.
Because we all know that Houston is made up of all those really outer line counties.
Gotcha. So what you saw from that map.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep. So we also do kind of almost all of Texas. We also have Dallas Market, San Antonio, and Austin. That'd be like our urban triangle, and it's like $3.99 a month. We could do 50% off of that as well if you're looking to do the whole shoot and shebang. Whatever you want to do.
I was asked by our marketing department.
And I said I'm not getting in the picture.
To do a selfie with everybody. So you guys all need to get together and
everybody get behind Becky.
Puts my hair on.
No, Mary. Let's go. Come on, don't.
No.
Come on.
He's hiding back there. There you go,
Come
Nicole.
over here.
All right, there you go. Ready? Go.
Yay.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much for coming. We do have, do you have cards?
I have them out in the lobby. Let me grab them. Even better.
We have another event on Monday night at the Quest IRA office in Katy. There's going to be a real estate agent talking about social media for a little bit. That'll be pretty cool. We have cards right here. Got brochures.
I know, right? Down there. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll let her know.
Yeah, she gave me her email and
Awesome.
I'm a caller.
Very good. I think the trash is in the back.
Oh,
Yep, Becky was gonna grab them. Sounds great. You too. So Fabian does the Latino this is really growing, but they have a lot of the clientele are nothing but Spanish speaking. So even when we go up and do a pitch or we show a demo, they don't understand it.
In California, never seen a lease, and they are very.
And it's anywhere. And you be there.
Because that's one thing.
So if you're interested.
That's a lot of avenues. Yeah, you live like.
Okay.
They're always looking for, it's just.
Yeah, absolutely. I really think you guys, this is a good start. There is a lot you can do here, even with data. interested in how you're showing the data. I've been doing data visualizations and analysis for 15 years, so I would love to meet with those guys.
Yeah, check out our YouTube channel too. We've had a few other visualizations, but I will tell you because I'm really interested in that. We had some interns.
I mean, I have my job
Together for us, they're pretty cool too.
Yeah.
There's actually a part left. My avatar.
Sure, it's okay.
And you can get a
Our plan is to go national. Well, like eventually. So right now we're at the point. Yeah. Right now we're just really trying to go what we do with those assistant. There's more your passion. Assistant and expand. It's just a thing to move on. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Is refining.
Got it. Yeah.
But actually, I can just you know what? Nice. It's just. So my email address is becky@realestateIQ.ca. Steve, our realestateIQ.ca.
Oh, sure. Okay, easy enough. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll definitely email you my information.
Yeah.
But initially, I just like to you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like PR ideas and, you know. Well, I already do it for a living.
Yeah, we can sign up.
Sign me up real quick, and then we'll just
Yeah.
we'll review the data and see how it is. Is it for 1 month? You said it. Yeah.
Yep. It's just make sure you send an email, you know, like a day or two before your month is over.
Oh, sure. No,
to
yeah,
customer
no problem.
service.
Yeah.
To,
I mean,
otherwise, it'll
yeah.
auto renew. But
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
again, we want to do our due diligence a little bit on the
Absolutely.
data as well.
Absolutely.
That's it. I'm just being honest here. But,
Yep.
We gotta check every.
Well, you should.
As we should. Right?
Yep. Exactly.
But how's that? Are you from? You're from the Houston area, or are you?
You
moved around, you said a lot.
Yeah, I've moved around.
Yeah.
I've only been here a little over 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Almost 2.5 years.
Nice. You, I'm actually fairly new as well. I've only been here like 7 years.
Yeah, where did you live before?
Connecticut. I don't know where that is. Small little state.
I've never been there. I do know where it is.
Nobody goes there.
But yeah, I've never
when people
been.
Go there. I'm like, why are you here? You know?
I've never been to the East Coast really,
Oh, okay.
other than I was in New York for a day. We did New York. We toured New York in a day,
Okay.
basically.
Wow, that's
We
cool.
literally got on the subway
Yeah.
at 10:30 in the morning and got home at like 2 a.m.
Wow.
We just rode into New York and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
walked around. We took the ferry to Staten Island.
That's
We
nice. Yeah.
just
Was it in
did.
summertime? Or?
No, but it
Winter.
was. Bye bye. Have a good night. Thanks
Hey,
for coming.
nice meeting you. Take care. Bye, guys. S's.
But it was a really actually warm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Come on.
It was in December, but it was a really warm. For some reason, it was a pretty
Oh,
warm
really? Yeah.
night.
Yeah,
It was
we get
very
some-
comfortable, very nice, just beautiful.
My daughter's always getting ready for that, and then she doesn't tell me when I'm out.
SAM.
Oh,
860
Thank you.
966 562.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, it's fun to meet you.
Taking a class with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bye tomorrow.
Listen, good luck with everything. And we'll look you up. All right.
If you decide to sign up too, and if you are gonna go with it after you've checked it out,
Sure.
If you sign up for a year, we'll give you 2 months free.
Oh, all right. That's even better.
So we can we
for
can change
ourselves-
that at
personally,
any time.
Ourselves, we also want to do some investments.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey,
Absolutely.
we've already done some already. You guys done anything with? So there's like a market for what you said was like wholesale and flipping and
Mhm.
renting. There's
Mhm.
also a market coming up for like Airbnb,
Mhm.
homestay, that type of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
VRBOs.
Yeah.
And we're trying to. There are some data guys in there as well. There's like that Airbnb DNA thing, whatever. But
Mhm.
I don't. It's not as good. It's not
Yeah.
as clean.
Yeah.
Their comps are terrible. So, but it's harder to comp.
Right,
But,
right.
I think we're trying to come up with a model for that too. But I
Yeah,
think what
that'd
we
be
want is
cool.
we would love to have like walk scores. There's something called a walk score. So what it does is it.
Oh, what things you can walk to?
Yeah, so it gives.
Yeah,
your
if you can
area
walk
or
to
your place a
restaurants
score, it
and-
gives you
yeah.
like a 1 to
Yeah, yeah.
100, and depending on
Right.
how big that is,
Right.
that's huge on Airbnbs and other things. of that
Right.
nature, so-
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does a lot of
Yeah.
things. So and that's why I asked about Starbucks.
Yeah.
And Whole Foods.
Yeah.
There's some indicators there as
Yep.
well, so that you can
Yep.
keep refining and getting better.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So what's your last name?
Khan, Khan.
And then is the credit card going to have your name on it?
Yeah.
Samir Khan.
Samir, S-A-M-E-E-R.
And what's your address? Your billing address?
House address 17 Grand Manor, Sugarland.
17 didn't go.
Everybody's there. Everybody's cousins and mothers.
My
17 is not going
Oh, yeah?
on.
You guys do any like side services for your stuff, like get like lenders? Or help with
We're actually
partners
getting
and stuff?
ready within the next couple of weeks to roll out our community portal, where you're going to be able to connect with lenders, contractors.
Got you.
Yeah,
Well,
the
I mean,
whole
everybody kind
bit.
of has like if
Well,
they do stuff, they
right,
have their
and you
guys,
want to make
but
sure whoever you're getting.
Yeah, but if you don't have a guy,
you don't have a guy. A lot of people don't have a guy. A lot of people don't have a guy.
exactly.
I mean, this like I said, my partner. I was telling her, my partner's been doing it for a while, so he's in like the Dallas area. He's here now. He's doing some stuff here. He's doing some Airbnb stuff.
Nice.
And I like I said, I really like what I've seen here. There's a lot of potential here.
It just keeps
Yeah,
growing.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it is. They are. They're
It's
just.
good. I mean, I think it's good for you guys to go to the consumer, but I think at this point it's a bit of a limited market. There's a lot of investors doing investing things, and you'll definitely be able to just easily sign those guys up. Like this was not that group, but I think there's going to be a lot of interest in that.
Right.
Oh,
Once
yeah.
the word spreads.
We go to like
Yeah.
between 16 and 20 events.
And
every
even
month.
things for non, like being able to pull a non-owner occupied list, property management companies,
I think
for example,
that
would want that and
pre-foreclosure,
other
that
things.
CMA list, that's a very good list. That's a tough one that a lot of people can't pull.
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys do a lot of MLS stuff like that broker, but I don't think they do a lot of that. Sorry, yeah.
And
All right,
if
what's
they
your
wanna
zip
spend the
code?
time looking for it,
77479.
then go for it. But
Yep.
it's going to take you a little bit to find it. Just saying.
Yeah,
And if-
well, it takes a lot to find it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the county stuff. That is just
Yeah.
Right?
insane.
I mean,
We
it
had a
takes-
guy doing that too. We had a runner that
It
goes
takes
and does it. But
15
it's like,
people just to get
it's
all of
insane.
this information out to y'all.
yeah, it's insane that they don't
A lot
make
of
it
time,
electronic.
a lot of
It's-
money.
I know
It's
we're
crazy.
working, and we're working on that. We're working on. We have
Yeah, yeah.
we have guys that are working on trying to write scripts to take that information, so it doesn't have to be done
Yeah, yeah,
manually.
yeah,
So, all right, what's your phone number?
yeah. You can take my cell. It's 860-966-5628.
And your email address.
It's get, G-E-T-S-A-N, my first name and last name, Samir Khan at Hotmail.
Okay. And what kind of card would you like to use?
I'll just use it.
Okay.
I don't have my other ID. How long have you guys been here? This area? Or you guys just do different, pop into different places?
We're kind of all over the
Yeah.
place. We
This is a company that we're a vendor for their events
Oh,
on the first
gotcha,
Saturday
yeah.
of every month. And they're a great club. But it's rich. It's the first Saturday of every month.
Yeah.
And it's got, like I said, a lot of different like vendors and people that are here.
Got it. So that's Steve at realestateIQ.co.
.co. Yep.
What was the name? Carlos?
One Carlos.
Steve. I think he's like the data guy.
Yeah, yeah. They both kind of are, but Steve a little bit more for that. And Juan Carlos is, well, they're both techie.
Yeah. That's good.
Juan Carlos is the real estate. He has the real estate background. Steve was a physicist.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was his original thing. So, okay, if you'd like, oh, what happened to my page? Oh, that's right, my touch screens. There we go. If you'd like, you can set up your account now.
Okay.
Choose your username and password.
Sure. Something. I'm sure. Do you have one of these? Password, whatever I want. Okay. see if there's one number, one special character.
Who's in the bathroom? We gotta go get those things out of the door. Remember that? Sure, while I'm finishing up.
Okay, let me make sure I remember that. I just create her.
Yep. Okay, so you will get 3 emails within the next few minutes.
Oh, okay.
One is a receipt. One is a link to set up your username and password. You can ignore that one because you just did that. And the other one is just kind of a welcome email with some basic information.
Okay.
And you'll get your first off market leads email tomorrow afternoon around 2 to 3.
Okay, awesome. All right.
You ready to go? If you have
Thank
any
you.
problems, let me know.
Appreciate it, Becky. Good
Yeah,
job.
thank you. Thanks for coming. And I'll look forward to I was like looking right where you were. Did you? Oh, we'll get the papers on the way up. You what? Oh, so did I. Yeah. Yep, we got it going. All right. No? I started to clean up and then I was like, oh, I need to put the list there. Which already did. So did you email it? Yeah. You what? Okay. Oh, what a late night. Yeah. No clue. Yeah, we do need some kind of paper with it. In one of those things. Yeah, maybe I use that third one. It's just a matter of. I don't think I'll use the 500. Do you? I don't. It's a lot of money. And for if it's a bus tour, I mean, what's the maximum amount of people they can have? 40? Probably. That's $500 is a lot of money for only 40 people. Oh, so about a week. I know. Tomorrow, well, not off, but tomorrow night off. Then we got Saturday morning. I think Kevin will take the car. We probably won't be there on Saturday. What Saturday? Oh, the Robin thing.